Yeah. What up?
What's up, podcast?
All right, we're off to a enthusiastic start. There's no Hunter today. It's me. I got me, Zach, Riley, and Liz. Close friends of the pod.
The only viewers of the pod.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Basically only you guys. Yeah.
I can't wait to
Fucking
listen to
sucks.
myself later.
Yeah.
It's really weird. The first one I did, I went back and listened through it, and I was like, shit, dude, is that really how I talk?
You were
Is
like,
that how I
hate
sound?
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time you hear yourself, you kind of want to fucking neck yourself afterwards. You're like,
Does it
fuck,
get
I
better?
sound like a fucking bitch.
Do you love your voice now? Have you
No,
gotten used to
absolutely
it?
not. I have one of the worst fucking voices
What made you want to start doing a fucking podcast if you think that your voice sucks?
because I listen to podcasts all day, and I don't know.
Yeah.
At least
something.
you don't
But yeah,
sound
good
like a
question.
dude.
I don't really have a podcasting voice. At least I don't sound like a dude.
Okay.
I am a dude.
I'm a
At least
girl,
you
by the
sound
way.
like a fucking agender they.
Let's start offending people.
Yeah, all 18 people are going to view this.
18 is pretty generous. I think.
18 random people.
Yeah.
It's okay. So what up? What do you guys? We're on that grind. Riley got out of work at 4.
Yeah.
Liz got out of work at
5:15.
5:15.
Working late today, huh?
Yeah, 15 extra minutes.
15 minutes.
You get overtime for that?
I wish.
All right, the headphones are coming on, folks.
They're running some sweatshop labor over there. 15 minutes, no paid overtime.
Yeah, basically. I thought.
When you're salaried, you don't get overtime. So.
Oh, yeah. You're salaried? She
I was
just hit us
gonna-
with that salary shit, dude. I'm over here wage cuck hourly.
Yeah.
Oh, I work a tip job too. I survive on the generosity of other people.
Salary gang. What up?
That's rough.
You guys both work on salary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's sick.
Real 9-to-5ers.
True 9 to 5
I
hours.
have
Who
all
up?
my insurance paid for automatically. They just take it out for me. Minor flex.
Yeah.
They're just
Minor
like,
flex.
oh, we paid your insurance.
That's kind of sick.
I fucking hate this headphone. All right,
Yeah.
so let me just give a quick lowdown here, folks. So we got the 4 microphone official setup here. Actual analog audio interface, real fucking audio going
Zach
down
is
right now.
pointing, but you can't see
You
it.
can't see it because I don't have a camera. But clear my throat, ASMR. Yeah, I don't know. Like
That's it. That's the whole setup.
I got the setup. I got headphones on my head right now so I can hear myself talking, and it's making me pretty uncomfortable and I'm not having a good time.
You should just take them
Yeah.
off.
But at least you can kind of tell what your voice sounds like. Like I won't know what I sound like until I go listen to this later.
It doesn't matter.
You sound
Which is
fine.
going to be weird because I'm going to listen to this knowing that I
See,
said
the thing
everything
is,
that I
everyone
said.
already knows what you sound like. It's you're the one that doesn't know what your own voice sounds
Yeah,
like.
but it's still fucking weird, you know?
It's normal to
'Cause-
everyone else but you.
Yeah.
Yo,
but-
Riley, you want me to turn up your low end and then you'll sound a little like
What do you
because
mean?
we're all
I thought
flat
I
right
had a
now.
fairly-
I can EQ you guys.
I thought I had a fairly deep voice.
Yeah, your
Do I
voice
not?
is pretty deep.
Really?
My voice is also deep, so
Your voice still sounds like an average female voice though.
all right, cool.
Like I know some women who sound like men, and it's
all right.
it's they can be like I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it, but
Women with deep voices don't listen to podcasts.
Yikes.
shit.
Okay, I think Riley is channel 2. Here, Riley, I'm gonna hit you with a little extra bass.
All right.
Ooh, so manly and masculine. There, now your voice will sound better.
You don't have to do that. I'd
Honestly,
prefer that you
so
didn't, honestly.
it was just a meme. It's gonna be barely noticeable.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
think the most important thing is that we can tell all of our voices apart, or I guess the listeners can.
Yeah, well, because I mean, yours is easy because you sound like a female.
As
you-
confirmed multiple
Yeah,
times,
yeah,
which
and
is
you
good.
and yeah, you introduced yourself. I didn't, but I definitely sound different than Zach.
Did I introduce myself?
Yeah, you did at the beginning, I think.
All
No,
right.
I said we have Riley and Liz.
I'm Riley.
That's it.
I'm Liz.
You are Riley. The one with the girl's voice is Riley.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck me, dude. You know what we need? We need a guy like like the Joe Rogan Experience.
Mm-hmm.
We need a guy like Jamie who can just go back and be like, oh yeah, this is what you said. You know. You need some guy you're like
Just knows
or like
all
when we
the
start
lore.
talking about shit, dude. That like you're like, oh, do you ever see that video? Oh no, Jamie pulled that up. That could be our
Yeah, we
Hunter.
need a guy.
I was
Or
telling
Liz, or-
If you want to work for Write a comment down below.
I was telling Jackson that's what he should be our producer,
Yeah.
and he can pull up all the receipts on shit.
I'm the producer.
You're the
Well, I
producer.
don't want to do that, so.
I thought you were the manager. You're
I
getting
guess I'm the-
25% of our $0 income right now.
Where that YouTube partnership at?
Yeah. Please.
Jackson can produce us.
I'm pretty sure you need like 100K subs now to be a YouTube partner.
That's a lot, but we're almost there.
Yeah, guys, please subscribe. We're at 5 subscribers. We're really close to 100K. Be sure to smash that fucking subscribe button.
Yeah.
Share it with your friends on Facebook and on Reddit. Post it on Reddit.
Hit the bell for the fucking.
Reddit has higher traffic than
what's the-
Facebook now. Did you guys know that?
Which sub would you
I believe
post
it.
a podcast on?
r/podcasted. r/podcasts.
r/3 people talking but no one listening.
All right, let's not make this sad. It's fun for us. That's all that
r/
matters.
Yeah.
and the fucking pain.
Yeah. r/I rage inside like a furnace. Shit.
Fuck.
So how
You
does
know-
the whole like salary thing work? Do you still get like a regular paycheck, right? It's just broken up over what, like 52, 54 weeks
Yeah,
or whatever.
I get like
weekly.
bi-weekly. You get paid weekly?
Yes, I do.
Fuck.
It's really nice.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's cool.
That is dope. Definitely makes it a lot easier to save.
But your first week, you still have to wait 2 weeks to get paid, right? Because
You get it on the second week.
you get paid for your week that you just worked.
Yeah,
That's when
so it's like
'cause they
staggered by
submit-
1 week.
So this is what I learned, because everyone's like, "Oh, is payday on Friday?" Everybody always like at work says that. I'm like, "Motherfuckers, I get the direct deposit on Wednesday." So like they must like be like, "All right, sending
Yeah.
out payroll on Monday morning."
Our-
And then the bank like just takes the whole week to process
makes
it
sense.
basically.
Yeah.
Because our payday formally is Friday, but I get my pay stub on Thursday,
Mhm.
like Thursday afternoon.
Yo, talk real quick, Liz.
What's up? It's not picking me up.
I gotta Yeah, you're pretty quiet right now. I'm not sure why.
Did you shut off
Can
the
you talk
wrong...
closer?
I mean, I'm like.
You're
as
in
close
that
as I
shit.
can be.
I think you shut off the wrong mic because that's... She's coming in on this channel.
No, this
Is
is.
that
No,
what
that's
it
the right
is?
one. No, because when she talks, it's going in there.
Okay. Can you see it light up?
Yeah, I can.
Wait. So which one lights up? Is it 4?
4, yeah.
I think.
lights up?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
that
4.
that's your microphone.
Oh my god.
This whole fucking
Alright.
time. Yo, I've been like,
Is that
why am I
better?
hearing Liz in fucking stereo? Because you're right in my right ear.
That's
Okay,
so
now
weird.
you're way fucking better.
Yeah.
Is that better?
That's my bad. That's
All right, we have to
very
redo
confusing.
the whole like 5 minutes that we just did.
It's okay, Liz.
It's Zach's fault.
The policemen are coming. We'll get you out of that well.
But
Yeah.
Dude, of course it's me.
it's always you, Liz. Yeah,
Yeah.
your stand is also fucked up right now.
That's why I thought that was the broken microphone.
Oh,
Alright.
There you go. How is it?
I'm good.
Okay.
I think it's better now.
All right. You can actually back up a little bit. You're actually kind of loud.
Okay.
Please shut the fuck. All right. Okay. So I don't remember what we were just talking about.
We were talking about salary jobs. I was
Okay,
gonna
yeah.
I was
That
gonna
money.
bitch about my job because I like working a tip job and like you do get paid hourly, but it sucks.
It's
and
so. Do you get
it-
less than minimum wage when it's a tip job usually?
Yeah,
Or
I
is it
get
just
I
restaurant.
get $7 an hour, which is just garbage. It's
That's
you know,
yeah,
rough.
that's not good.
that's $3 below our minimum wage here and
Mhm.
some change. But I mean I get a lot of money in tips, but on any given week I
Just
have
the tip.
yeah. On any given week, I have no idea how much money I'm going to make. So it's like budgeting is very difficult when you have no idea. Like I know that I'm going to make at least, $300 or $400, but after
Yep.
that, I have no idea where it's going to be. I
Yeah.
could make $1,000 in a week. I could make $50 in a week.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a little weird.
Huh.
So I would kind of like the salary job in that aspect, but
Yeah.
There's a lot of like there's more complications with salary jobs though, like paid time off and like unpaid time off. Holidays and stuff, vacation days.
I just like made a weird burp noise and I heard it get picked up on the fucking microphone.
You can hear your burps, but you couldn't hear that I wasn't getting picked up for
I
like
can
10
also hear
minutes.
when we put our cups on the ASMR.
We all have mugs because that's what you got to
We
do
have
to
mugs.
be
this
a
is
real
not really
podcast.
a mug. This is like a beer tasting glass. It looks like a triple shot glass.
Yep.
Or something. It
We
says
have-
the 10th year of beer, so I'm guessing it's a tasting glass.
Fine China.
It's from some brewery that my roommate went to, I think. I don't know. Marshall Wharf. That's a Massachusetts brewery.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what town. I think maybe Andover.
Okay.
The only Massachusetts town you know.
Good Massachusetts facts.
Let me Google it.
Boston, Boston, Worcester. You know.
Worcester.
Worcester.
What do you mean Worcester? It's Worcester.
People from Worcester, please don't.
You know
get
what's
mad.
more annoying than Worcester?
What?
Is people who say Worcestershire. Like
Yeah.
we know it's like it doesn't matter how you say it. We all know what you mean, and people are like, I don't know. I feel like every time someone says that word, like Worcestershire or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
however you think it's pronounced, when they say that thing about that sauce, like it's so fucking annoying because everyone's like, oh wait, is it like Worcestershire? And they're like Worcestershire. Like people.
So
just
which one
start-
is it? I actually don't know because this happens every single time.
Yeah, too close to the.
Oh my god!
Hold on, I'm gonna. Is she lit up here?
You told me to
This is
get
her?
right in
No,
there.
she's in the third channel now.
She's in the third.
Yeah.
She's down here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yo, talk.
talking right now.
Keep talking.
Still talking.
Okay. You're good. You're good. All right.
First time. Sorry.
Sorry, guys. We're clipping.
It's Worcestershire sauce, right?
I don't fucking know.
I'm pretty sure it's Worcestershire.
I just call it Worcestershire sauce.
I'm pretty sure it's
All right,
Worcestershire.
get this. Worcestershire sauce.
We're doing the thing
Yeah.
that I hate.
Yeah.
That I was just
The
saying
one
I
that you
hate.
just talked about. Yeah.
What-
Yeah.
Worcestershire.
Also, poutine versus poutine.
All right.
I've heard that it's actually
Okay.
poutine from like Canadian people.
Yeah.
but, like,
So my entire fucking family is Canadian, and they all say poutine. Just saying, guys.
This
Just
segment
fucking
is called
saying.
Words That Zach Does Not Pronounce Correctly. Or pronounces weird. I'm sorry to all real Canadians.
Yeah.
It is poutine, though.
You think? Yeah. I.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I feel like it's one of those words that, like, it just depends on the region. Like,
I try to. I like saying poutine better. I just think that
Mhm.
it sounds better, and also people won't think that you're associating yourself at all with Vladimir Putin.
The fact that
But-
I've been hearing
True.
poutine my whole life until poutine became cool recently, and then people started saying poutine, it always came off as like pretentious to me because they're like,
I-
"Oh, my meme is from Quebec."
I think that
You're
Putin,
like, "Oh."
I think Putin's always been good,
sorry,
or it's
Putin?
always been yeah.
like
I love the flavor of
Vladimir.
Yeah. All right. Poutine's always been good, but it's always been cool. Like there's no way it couldn't be cool. People just didn't know. About
Since
it.
when? I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Since when is poutine cool? Just kidding.
Dude, how is it not cool?
Definitely became a trendy food.
Yeah, it's
That-
trendy, but
once
it's
they
cool by itself.
That shit,
Like,
nobody fucking knew about that shit. I was showing that to my friends like until like probably like junior year of high school, and people were like,
All right.
"What
but
the
but
fuck?"
dude, with
I
like
definitely
a
remember that.
with say that you come into the situation completely unbiased. You've never had poutine, you've never seen it. Someone brings you a plate with fries, gravy, and cheese
I
on
hate gravy,
Yeah.
so I think that's my issue.
it. Okay, but
Do you not
any
like
normal
poutine?
person would see it and they'd be like,
okay.
"Fuck, dude, that looks good." That's cool. I like that.
Mhm.
You don't need to have other people tell you it's cool, which
Yeah.
which makes me believe that it's cool on its own.
My issue is I've never had it, so I can't judge. Never had poutine.
All right. Well, I'm judging you for not ever having poutine.
I
Poutine's
never
fire.
have. I feel like it got really popular here when that place in that city
Oh,
that we live in.
I didn't realize Jackson was still here. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck's that sound?" Yo, you got picked up on the mic.
The fucking clout house. dude.
Jackson's peacing out for the night.
He refused to be on, even though we have 4 mics.
Didn't want to be our fourth guest.
Yeah. There's a lot of room on this bench that I'm sitting on. It's very lonely.
Yeah, whatever. We'll fill it soon. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I want to get Hunter on here. I haven't like ever actually had a conversation with Hunter, but he seems
Whoops,
like a
sorry.
dude
Yeah,
that I could like
Hunter.
really get along with.
Yeah, Hunter's pretty cool.
I think he's like a
Hunter.
cool dude.
Yeah. We're gonna post that online publicly so he hears that.
It's whatever.
Let's talk about how cool Hunter is. Met him last week. It was really cool. It was like meeting a celebrity. Well, I've met him before, but I
yeah,
saw
you
him
went to
in the
school.
flesh.
We all went to school together.
True.
Like,
Well, yeah, I was like,
But,
2
I mean,
years behind you guys?
we weren't really. Yeah, you were 2 years behind me at least, right?
Yeah, 2 years, I think.
16.
Because you were in
2 years.
my ex-girlfriend's class, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I was 2 years behind you, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. What more personal information can we share about ourselves?
My social security number is.
Yeah, well, I mean, not enough people would watch it that I think it'd be an issue. It's all your close friends, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes I say stuff and I'm like, ugh. And then I'm like, okay, 3 people are going to watch this.
3 of my close
Too
friends.
pessimistic.
And as it goes on, I'm just going to delete older ones anyways. Like my first one is completely irrelevant as a podcast.
Have you been
Why?
posting?
Because it's garbage audio.
That's true. The audio
yeah.
is really bad.
You do have some like Twitter clout. Like, why don't you post
I have no
up your
Twitter cloud.
Why don't you post up your like your podcasts and stuff on Twitter when you release them?
I post the link and it never gets any likes. One time Shane liked the first time I tweeted my podcast, Shane liked it. That was
I
it.
think
That's
that
the only time I've ever gotten a like when I posted podcast.
For this one, I'll retweet it.
You're gonna retweet it.
I'll post the link and stuff. Yeah.
Suddenly,
Thank you.
1,000 views.
Honestly,
Riley does numbers on Twitter.
Yeah,
do
that's what
alright.
I'm saying.
yeah, my dick hangs. What about it?
One time I tweeted, funny how 420 or was it? Funny how April Fools is on 4. It was
Yeah.
like one of those 420 memes where you're like,
Yeah.
funny how blah 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 holidays on 420 this year, and then you tweeted it as well. Like 6 hours later, you got like 20 retweets and like 50 likes.
Well, dude,
and I
like-
got like 3 likes. I was like, what the fuck?
I've been making that a point for years to tweet that on every
Me
meaningless
too.
holiday. So the one time I do it later than you and you see it, it's like, I don't know. It always pops
I
off.
do-
It's always funny.
Did I do Star Wars Day with that one? I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
at
you
one point
did.
I was like, funny
Yeah.
how May the 4th be with you is on 420 this year.
Yeah. yeah.
Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Got him.
I don't even know.
Close eye on these levels here. It's actually really technical.
I don't even know how long we've been doing that for, but it's been a long ass time.
Yeah, because it was it Easter was on 420?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was like the
One
first
year?
one.
Yeah, so then Bill Ratchet
yeah,
Bill
yeah,
Ratchet
he did it on
tweeted
like the
it.
next holiday. Yeah.
and then he just started tweeting it over and over and over. And I remember at one point he was just like, the time has come. And
Yeah.
then like 20 minutes later you'd be like, funny how Christmas is on 420 this year.
That's a meme that's funny because there's such large gaps in between each of the holidays, you know?
People just forget, and then it's funny
Yeah.
every time.
But like, dude, the people who retweet "It's Wednesday, my dudes," like the frog every Wednesday,
such a
I'm
old-
like, dude,
do
I
people?
get it.
Does that has
Chill.
that leaked
It's not
like
a new
onto
meme.
Twitter?
Yeah, it's been on Twitter for like
I don't
way
see
too
It's
long.
Wednesday, my dudes anymore. That,
see it
that
all
was
the
like
time.
a thing I saw like a year and a half ago at the latest.
I see it all the time. Well, you know what it is, dude? Because like Twitter used to be cool and funny, but now it's like a normie website.
Mm-hmm.
So all the normies are getting a hold of things that were funny like 3 years ago now. So,
Normies,
Yep.
click off of this podcast right now.
I like when when you post like a GIF. First of all, most of the time when people post GIFs, just don't post a fucking GIF.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, I think it's kind of like weird how I think that normie is like an offensive term now. Like when I call people normies,
I actually
like
classify
genuinely
people
mean-
as normies.
Yeah, no, I think in my head I'm like, dude, what a fucking normie. This is
I
like
know. I see
it's like-
some normie shit, and
Yeah.
I just
It's-
discovered that you can mute people
Yeah.
on Twitter.
it's on par with being like head ass to me. I'm like, you're
Yeah,
a fucking
head ass,
normie. Like when you
exactly.
retweet some normie shit, I'm like, dude.
Yo,
is
this girl
cancer.
fucking got the mute the other day because like I know her like IRL and she's normie as fuck. So I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna
Just
be
unfollow her.
I'm not gonna be a dick and unfollow her. So I'm just gonna mute her because then I don't have to see her stupid shit unless she replies to one of my tweets or something, which is fine. But she literally retweet. It was a tweet
Has
that
she
said,
ever has she
Okay,
ever
yeah, be
responded to one of
careful.
your tweets?
Yeah, I used to talk to this person mostly in high school. It's mostly just like a keeping in touch type thing. Like we don't
Okay.
really like talk anymore. We're
She's
just-
gonna watch this podcast.
We
right
just
now.
know each other as friends, you know? Maybe.
Friends,
but,
you hate her.
she retweeted a tweet that said, retweet this if you love nachos. And then it was a picture of nachos, and she retweeted it. was like-
that you call
And
that
there was
the
like
specific
100,000
tweet.
retweets.
So if there was ever any doubt from this,
if you
female
retweeted
watching
that,
I know.
go fuck yourself.
all right,
That's
you
like-
just
that
for
shit
your
was
neck
whack.
now.
That's
She's
what
gonna look and be like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm
Send her
like,
BF
someone's gonna
after
tell
me.
her.
I'm not blocked, but I'm not. I don't know. You might have me muted. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm muting some fuckers. I've muted like 6 people.
I've muted probably 400 lady boners accounts.
What are
Um,
lady boners accounts?
So it's
Is
like
it like hot dudes?
Yeah, it's just like when girls retweet pictures of hot dudes.
What
and
if you're a
stuff.
gay woman and you want a lady boner? Is there gay lady boners?
Dude, I got so lost in that question.
I'm
I
gonna
don't even know
retweet
what
that.
you're asking.
I'm gonna follow gay lady
But-
boners.
but
at,
still, it's-
at gay lady boners. It's
Yeah.
just gentlemen
And
boners.
it would catch a block so quick, dude. Like I like I've been a single dude before, and like when I'm single, I'm not like, oh, let me retweet all these pics of chicks that I find super attractive. But for whatever reason, women on
girls do
Twitter
that?
it all the time,
That's
all
weird.
the time.
Yo, I like when people retweet like stuff from like horny thoughts and like sexual gifs. It's never a horny thought or a sexual
it's
gif.
like it has nothing to
It's
do.
like
yeah,
me and my friends go on deep adventures.
Yeah.
Like shit, like just like
Yeah.
relatable
yeah,
tweets.
at sexual gifts, and you're like, wow, that was a real
That's
sexual
just
gift.
that's that one account, right?
Like,
Horny
God, I'm
facts.
fucking
There's
horny
a
as
bunch
shit.
of
Yo,
them.
horny facts is great.
Liz, do you
Horny
do you
fa-
have a Twitter?
No, I don't. Should I
She
make
used
a
to.
Twitter?
Yeah, well, I mean, you've kind of missed the heyday for Twitter.
Yeah,
Because
for
I was
sure.
thinking about it the other day. I was like, I don't even know why I use this garbage anymore.
Yep, me
It's
too.
just-
I was texting Luke. Shout out to Luke. Literally,
Dude.
I was like, all like the memes are amazing still. Like that's still the best place to get memes on
Yeah.
the internet, right?
yeah.
But I think the big issue with it is that every time I go on there, there's some kind of negativity that makes me pissed off
Well,
in
dude,
some
it's-
way, and I don't want to think about it.
It used to be all memes and positivity, but now it's like for every 15 political posts, some kind of social justice shit, you get one meme.
I think that's
It's-
every
it's
social
it's
media
a
though.
shit ratio.
It
yeah,
just
but it
makes
like
me want to fucking hang
I
myself.
have so many buzzwords blocked on Twitter too, like Trump, Obama, Republican, Democrat.
Oh,
fucking
you filter
White
out by
House,
word
like,
and shit too?
all the time, dude. I can't
Oh,
fucking
you should show me how
stand
to
it.
do that.
That's a cool
I don't know how
feature,
to do
yeah.
It's a cool feature, and it definitely helps like weed out a lot of the bullshit. But I miss when Twitter was just cool, and you could go on there and like talk shit with your friends, and it was like funny, you know. But now it's like every social media site, like you said, it's just there's so much cancer. It definitely brings you down a lot too. Like you said, there's so much negativity, it just pisses you off.
Yeah, I just feel like shit usually when I go on Twitter.
Also, there's like a lot of issues and stuff that I don't even know how to react to sometimes. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's become such
Yeah.
like a haven for that kind of shit. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of just like a place for like mobs to form. You know what I mean? Like, have you noticed?
Like hive minds.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the echo chamber idea, right?
yeah.
Yeah, where you're just surrounded by people with so much of the same thoughts as you.
Mm-hmm. That's why I
That's
think
Twitter is a huge echo chamber.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's why I think even like political stuff has gotten so fucking extreme
Yeah.
lately. It's just because people hear their ideas they like and they see ideas that they don't like, and in reality, that's mostly not like the majority of people who
Yeah.
have those thoughts.
So many
and you
people
see
are.
stuff and you're like, I have to have an anti-stance on this and take like, oh, this tweet went viral,
Yeah.
so this is my stance because it got the most retweets, so obviously it's the most right.
Yeah. I don't know. There's.
It's weird. It's
Yeah,
hard to
and
make
like the thing
decisions.
is, like you don't see like a lot of middle ground and shit.
That's
on
because
Twitter.
the people that have like relatively normal opinions just don't say anything.
Yeah, no, I don't talk about that shit
Yeah,
a lot.
definitely.
I find also that it's probably like when you're hanging out with people, especially if you don't know the people too well, that's one of
Mhm.
the worst fucking things you could ever bring up. It's
Yeah,
one of the worst things to
absolutely.
talk about.
fucking terrible.
So yeah, those people, I think
Yeah.
you're right. Like
So
the people
awkward.
who are talking about that shit on social media are like fucking crazy.
Because if you don't have an extremist opinion, like why would you care enough to bring it up? Because you're
Exactly, yeah.
like, okay, 90% of people will agree with me. Like, is it actually worth talking about?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
One thing to also consider was and I know this is like everyone's like, ooh, but like the whole like Russian hacking thing and how there were like tons of like accounts that kind of became influential that were literally fake. They weren't
Yeah.
real people, and they were spreading political messages, and people were like, oh, this is a real person, and they were all like Russian bots and shit.
I think it's crazy how Facebook is so okay. I was at the movie theater the other week and I saw as part of the ads before the movie an
Mm-hmm.
advertisement for Facebook, which like was so weird because I've never seen that before.
I've
and
seen
also-
Facebook ads a few times.
Every time I go on Facebook now, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but it says,
The fake
Do you-
news thing, right?
no, the one that I've been seeing is, do you think that you can trust Facebook or something like that? And it's like, or no, how likely are you? And it's like, very strong.
Why can't
strong,
people just
likely,
rate
like-
the content themselves?
Well,
'Cause
you-
it's a
Why
hassle.
can't people go, like, there must be some way that Facebook can go, okay, this account has been this active for this many years. this is a real person. So when they say this is real news or fake news, we can consider it. I feel like that's an easy way to like prevent abuse of like an upvote downvote type system, which is what they fucking need if they want to stop spreading fake information. Happens on Twitter too, though. That's what I was trying to get at.
You can't give anyone that much power though. Like the second anyone has an inkling of power,
true.
they go fucking crazy. You give someone an inch, they take a mile. Always.
Yeah. That's a good
Also,
point.
like just from a big data perspective, there's so much data. Like algorithmically, it's super hard to filter out stuff like that.
Yeah.
From a big data
Yes.
perspective.
We love buzzwords here.
Yeah.
We love big data
Big-
buzzwords.
yeah. Big data. That sounds
Big
really
data,
interesting to me.
big
I don't know what
dicks,
big
and
data
big
means.
toes.
Big data just means a lot of data. Like it's a stupid buzzword because it means exactly what you'd think it would mean. Like it just
Okay.
means like billions.
Do you want to tell the story about your interview?
No,
where
I
you
can't.
Use that term.
No,
Big-
no.
Big data sounds a lot like big pharma. I'm like, oh, what's big data up to?
Yeah,
like,
it's like evil. They're
yeah, it's like
oh,
evil. Yeah.
Cambridge Analytica
Yeah.
is big data.
big data
You
out
know,
to
if you
get us.
think
People probably think that that's what it means.
I'm sure there's some fucking
it
nutcase
kind
out
of.
there.
I mean, they kind of are because they use
They use
highly large amounts of data. you know?
highly large data.
It's very large. Large af.
Wait, so Zach, you mentioned her interview story, and I'm really curious now.
Yeah.
You have to tell an embarrassing story afterwards, though.
Oh, it's not embarrassing
God,
at
I don't
all.
know.
This is just like I don't know.
It's
It
not.
was
Yeah, it's not
stupid.
embarrassing. It was like it's kind of infuriating.
Something
you don't have to
that-
tell it though.
Something that a company
Doesn't
did
matter.
that was unprofessional.
She
I can
interviewed
just-
at a company.
Okay, not gonna say what
And
company
they
it was.
scrutinized her for using the term big data
They didn't
for
scrutinize
no
me,
reason
though.
because
All
they
right.
didn't understand what it actually was. So
They-
they thought you were just making up words.
They thought it was really funny. I went into the interview and I had like under interests on my resume, I had
Yeah.
big data because that's like a tech thing.
Fart ASMR. One sec.
Please no.
Oh, it was just a little puff of air.
All
You're gonna
right.
get fucking pink eye with that thing that close to your eyes.
It literally
now, dude.
smells like a fart.
All of
the
those-
foam screen protector smells like a fart on my mic.
All of those
That's-
molecules are in your mouth now.
The shit vapor.
Wow, that was just so cute. All right.
Anyways, so I was being interviewed by two people and they saw that I had big data on my resume and they just thought it was so funny. Like throughout the whole resume, they were laughing at me and I was like, come on, like it's not that funny, first of all. Second of all, very unprofessional. And that's it. Like it just sucked. Because you imagine you're in interview.
Okay, when you told me that the first time, it
You're
was a
s-
way better story. Fuck you.
Because it makes me mad every time I tell it because I
Okay,
think
that's
it's
fair, that's
stupid.
fair.
But
That's fair.
there's not
Yeah.
like much more to it.
Yeah, it's worse too because like you know your shit, you know. So like
Yeah.
like when you know your shit and someone's like making fun of you for like knowing something. I
Also,
don't know.
just going into any interview and
They're like,
being
oh, I don't understand this because I'm a fucking HR pussy chode.
that's
So
exactly
I'm gonna make
what they
fun
were.
of you because this isn't a buzzword that a LinkedIn article told me to recruit people who put. That's all those fuckers do. They don't
Yeah.
understand any of the jobs ever. They literally fucking don't. I've like had like phone interviews where it's like HR screenings. They're like, oh, would you be interested in working this? It seems to be very similar. And I'm like, no, it's not similar at all.
Yep.
Like it's like I interviewed at a company. I wanted to be a DBA, database administrator, right?
Mm.
I got all the fucking skills on my resume. I'm like, yo, I can fucking be a DBA, right? Fucking call me up. They're like, we actually think you might be a better fit as a Java developer. Java and JavaScript. I'm like, first of all, I would not be doing both, and they don't realize that.
Yep.
Second of all, fuck no, that sounds horrible and not even close to the actual job I applied to. Like, and they just don't fucking get it.
It's hard when your
'Cause it's
first
HR.
layer of contact with a company is HR because it could just like go totally downhill from there and you'd never get the job, even if it's a job you want
Mhm.
and are qualified for.
And they just don't understand it because they literally just go on HR or on like LinkedIn and they're like 10 buzzwords to recruit on resumes. Like
Yeah.
if they have this word on their resume, time to interview. That's not how it works.
And then they laugh at you when
But
you're
they
there.
don't understand.
I can't wait to be a young professional and deal with the same issues.
Yeah, we
so I can
love
relate.
being young
Oh
professionals.
yeah, the other
Yeah.
so the great I don't know what job you'll end up in. I don't know what you're doing or whatever, but
Like right now I'm studying graphic design, but I've
you
been
still have
thinking
graphic design. Okay.
Yeah, I've been thinking about switching over to like UX design.
Mm-hmm.
because that's
actually pretty smart.
it's a larger
Very
pay-
useful right now.
it's
Yeah.
it's a larger pay grade too, which is like
Mhm.
I want to have that money, boys.
UX design. Yeah, you'll get some money.
So that
You
seems
get
like really cool. I really like graphic design, but it's
Yeah.
definitely a hard career path to follow.
Yeah, definitely.
But
It's
Yeah. I'm
one
having
of
fun
those
with it
starving artist careers.
for sure,
Yeah.
unless you're really good at it.
I don't remember what I was getting at. What were we talking about?
I don't know. Oh, her shitty HR experience and yours
But
too.
before that, well, we were just talking about like social media.
What you guys do sounds
right
a lot
before
better than
Riley was talking about. I don't even remember that now. Fuck. What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
I don't remember what you were talking about like 30 seconds ago.
I don't remember either.
You
but
were gonna say something just now.
I was gonna say what you guys
Come
do.
here, kitty.
What, what you guys do sounds a lot better than like what I do. Like
Are
you
you
guys
allergic
have
to cats,
actual
Riley?
jobs. I go to work every day and I fucking give every guest the verbal deep throat when they come in. Like
Oh, yeah.
I literally like because like I work for tips, so like all I have to no. Oh,
We've got the cat on the
Yeah,
table.
just put her down.
Oh!
Spilled the vodka. Thanks, you fucking piece of shit. I hate this cat. All right.
feels so bad.
I'll be
well,
right back, folks.
It's
I'm gonna
not
get some
touching
paper
anything
towels.
important.
Just the cables I just bought.
But yeah, basically like so I just have to like spit on the cock of every fucking person who comes through the door of the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like definitely very draining having to be like really nice and like super disingenuous all day. Like I'd like to
Definitely.
just like sit down and do the job that I'm getting paid to do and then like go home.
Interacting with people all day is very like tires you out for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, at my job, there's a fair amount of interacting. Like, I'm not just sitting in a cubicle all day, not talking to anyone.
Well, yeah, I'm sure,
But
but it's
still.
not like I almost fucking spilled it again. I'm
At
sure
least
it's not
like
like
genuine interactions, though. And
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Is like, fuck, it's everywhere.
we have vodka all over the table.
Rip my vodka.
I don't think we've actually said what happened on the recording.
What do you mean? So like, yeah, so the fucking cat jumps on the table, and I'm trying to make it not knock over the vodka, but in the process of moving the cat, I knocked over the vodka using the cat as a source. Yeah, it was still the cat's fault because the cat shouldn't have fucking been up here. Oh, rip the jewel, dude. The jewel's in the fucking vodka.
Sorry, dude.
About to get
Personally,
dumb
I'm
lit.
pro cat.
I like cats too, for sure. But like, what the fuck, cat? I'm not out here just spilling people's drinks,
That's
Let
okay.
me tell you guys about this cat. Feel
Knocks
free to,
stuff over.
Give yourself a little refill if you'd like. This fucking cat. Okay, listen to this cat.
Fine.
This cat literally 24/7 is fucking harassing me to pet her. The second I fucking get home, she's like on my shit, just all over me. No, like she isn't. There's no brush here. We can't brush the cat's hair. So she's really hairy. I just get covered in fucking hair, and she doesn't leave me alone for the whole day until someone else gets home. So like the other day I was working from home, she's just walking on my work laptop. I'm like, fuck off.
That's just what cats do.
But then one time she knocked over my pipe.
And it broke, right?
Yep, it broke.
That's sad.
R.I.P.
Worth it. Worth it
Piss.
to have. All right. Just as a contrary opinion, this cat is very nice, very friendly. Does not deserve all
She
of the
is.
hate
She's
that
a
she
very
gets
sweet
here.
cat, but she's also a fucking prick.
Here she comes again.
Yep, she's back. She's gonna knock over some more drinks.
Oh,
not the
she's going for the
She
jewel.
wants the jewel
Yo, this cat's a fiend, honestly. She wants the vodka and the jewel.
and,
the
the
chapstick.
Carmex.
I thought that was like Burt's Bees. Have you
Nope.
seen? Oh shit! Have you seen that ad
God,
for
Fuck this
Have
cat.
you seen that meme? It's like Burt's actual fucking bees, and it's a guy with the bees all over his face.
The guy covered in bees.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that.
it's just
It's like a
tin
dude fucking
of-
like a beehive.
of, like the Burt's Bees fucking lip balm, but it's just filled with bees. Main memes.
You open the chapstick and there's bees inside.
Yeah.
I got stung by my chapstick.
It's made out of bees. That's not vegan.
Dude,
This
this
dude's
this
eating
cat's got
bees.
some mad weight to it, dude. Look at this absolute
Yeah, she's
unit.
fat. She doesn't graze
You
her
know,
food.
the size
You know how
of the
cats
fat.
usually they like graze over their food
Yeah,
and they
look-
just kind of eat slowly.
Look at the size of this absolute unit.
In awe at the size of this lad.
That's one of my favorite fucking.
In awe at
Just
the
said
size of
that.
this lass.
I'm playing with this fucking fat roll right now.
Kitty.
Hers? His?
She's very sweet.
She doesn't have a
hers.
name.
Her name is Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty.
Supposedly.
that's
Liz
very
thinks she has no name, but her name is Miss Kitty, and that's it.
The fucking yellow.
That's
eyes.
like if. What if your name was Mr. Person? Who would
Our-
name
Dude,
their cat
our-
Miss
It's
Kitty?
not-
We have a wiener dog named Mr. Weenie, so it's not that weird.
Why do
There
you have
you
to
go.
have the prefix like Mr. Mrs.?
Because it's a fucking
I don't
guy.
get it.
Well, nowadays.
It identifies as
Yeah. I have to wait for the dog to identify itself as a specific gender.
consent and stuff.
Yeah.
Consent.
Yeah, but Mr. Weenie.
Completely unrelated issue.
Yeah. We named him after that fucking wiener dog in Open Season. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, but it was
Was
like
Open
that
Season the
animated
one where
movie.
it's like about a bear and he's being hunted?
Yeah, dude, this fucking cat is gonna get these hands.
This cat needs to fuck right off. Go on, kitty. It's time to go. 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 Get the fuck out.
I think the fact that
Please
you like,
leave
want
her
to leave
alone.
makes her want to stay more.
Yo, so I was listening. Okay, I'm in my notes now because I think Liz has to leave pretty
I
soon.
do.
It's 8:15.
All right, maybe I'll just end it for me here, and you guys can keep going.
We'll do a quickie.
all
'cause,
right, tell the story.
How do you guys feel about like what's the appropriate time warning for like movie spoiler warnings?
1 week. Okay,
Okay, I agree.
2 weeks maybe.
No, 1 week,
Okay, 1 week.
1 fucking week.
That
at
was my
best.
gut feeling.
I think 2 weeks is better, honestly, because there have been like weeks where I'm like super booked with school and work and stuff, and I think a lot of other people can probably relate to that.
I think
So-
though at that point, like you can probably just avoid the media, like if you really want to see it.
Well, yeah, but like think of how much other shit you would miss just avoiding social media for one movie spoiler, maybe, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Also, like having a movie spoiler doesn't ruin the fucking movie, you know? I've
Unless it's
seen-
like a series of movies or like an episode of
Yeah,
a series
I
of
guess.
shows.
I don't know.
Um,
I've seen some spoilers and shit before and been like, oh shit, I know that now, but I'm still gonna go see the movie.
I guess
Yeah.
you do find it out eventually.
Yeah.
Sometimes though, like you think that something's a spoiler, but then you realize the actual scene in the movie, it's not even worth like being surprised about.
Have you guys ever had anything majorly spoiled for you? To the
I
point
farted.
where it
farted and shitted and cummed and peed and pooped.
Anyways.
Sorry,
I-
continue.
Yeah, I had the ending of Lost ruined for me. But that's my fault
Yeah,
because I
I've
didn't
not
watch
watched a
Lost
single
until
episode
like
of Lost.
fucking 7
Mm.
years after it came out.
Yep.
So
Same.
like it's not like by the time I had watched it, I probably should have seen it already.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, but people were still mad about it, I guess, 7 years later.
Going for more vodka, folks.
I think that's how old Lost is.
Lost is pretty old.
Last-
I rewatched
last
it really
season- I
recently.
I feel like
Last
Lost
season aired in like 2007, right?
The
Wow,
last
that's
season
so
aired in
fucking
2010.
long ago.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
All
Or
right, so like,
2011,
yeah,
so-
eight,
I'll check my IMDb app in
8
a
years
second.
ago. We're in 2018, right?
Yo, yeah, it is 2018. So the last episode was 8 years ago, and it ran for 6 seasons.
Are you sure it was 2010? That's
Dude,
it?
4 of those seasons were absolute bullshit, unnecessary seasons.
Yep.
A lot of it was not necessary at all. Also, like since we're on the topic of it, don't watch Lost.
Yeah, I've never
Don't watch
seen
Lost.
Watch Lost.
It's a good show.
I think just
It's-
like take it lightly. Like just have fun when
it.
you're
Yep, last
watching
episode aired in
No,
2010.
the thing was, I got so invested into it the first 2 seasons because the first 2 seasons are amazing,
Mm-hmm.
but they trail off so far from like the actual plot and things that are actually important. There's like so many filler episodes, and they're all an hour long, and there's 27 episodes a season. So I remember calculating.
27?
There's like there's a lot.
Oh,
of
it's a
episodes per
normie
season.
TV show.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
So I mean, I remember watching all the way through it, dude, and like at the end, I was like, I can't believe how much time I spent watching this for that ending.
It's so weird because it's like a TV show in like a time when like people did not fucking care about TV at all.
It was one of the first shows that was on Hulu, I think, like in its entirety. Back
Yeah.
when Hulu.
It was on
like, first-
Netflix too. That's I think how a lot of people saw it the first
Yeah.
time was actually Netflix, or a lot of people I know because I'm pretty young. Or we're all pretty young, but you know.
Yeah.
I don't think we were like old enough to watch it when it was like airing at the time.
How old are you guys right now?
21.
21 also.
You're 21.
Yep.
Mhm.
You're both 21.
I'm
I'm-
older than Zach though.
I'm
Yeah, she is.
I'm
I started
20,
school a year early.
but you guys are. Oh, I guess that adds
What
up.
month is your B day?
May.
May.
Social security
Okay.
number.
So you
Yeah.
got you got a year. You got
Yeah.
a year to go.
Well,
I was gonna say
yeah,
I was
have
hoping
like,
it was like this summer. I was like, yo, let's go out.
I have 10 more months.
10 more, no big deal.
I'm hyped. I remember being like 18 and like I'm like, oh dude, I should get a fake ID. But now I'm like so close that I'm like, fuck it, I can wait. Like I've waited this long.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
Not worth it anymore.
yeah. Plus, it's not like alcohol is super hard to come by.
Yeah, exactly. It's
All
not.
right.
I'm
I'm
not
peace
drinking
out.
illegally though. No
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
Liz is
Yeah,
leaving
we're
apparently.
not right now
Yeah.
on this podcast.
Yeah. No one here is furnishing me with alcohol.
Nope. Not the person who lives in the house who
Definitely
might
not.
also host the podcast.
All right.
Snitching on myself.
Yeah.
All right, this was super cool. My first like real episode on the podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
It's been a dream of mine to be on a podcast that has like 3 listeners.
You
I
can
didn't
listen
even
to it
I
later
didn't even
and
get
be,
to my final point. But it doesn't matter because you just close it out. But I was gonna
True.
tell you, I was listening to this podcast, and like you do, folks, you just listen to them. Fuckers reviewed Hereditary, which is the movie I reviewed last episode. If you're a real fucking fan, 2 people. He gave a spoiler warning before the movie review. It's a fucking movie review podcast.
You and Hunter do that all the time.
Yes,
You
but
review
we don't.
movies.
Our theme isn't. We're a movie review
All
podcast,
right.
dude. Literally, they're like, guys, make sure you know there's spoilers in this episode. If you don't want to spoil the movie, don't listen to the episode. It's like obviously,
Dude,
you
they do that
fucking
with
idiots.
game reviews too, but that's just so people can't complain. Like
It's so
it's
stupid.
their own fault. It's more of a disclaimer than anything.
But okay, well, it got the point got ruined, so it doesn't matter anymore. But thanks for coming on, Liz.
Yeah,
It was
super
great.
fun.
To see you for sure.
Enjoy seeing The Incredibles 2.
Thank you.
Oh, that movie's fire.
Yeah,
haven't seen
maybe
it
I'll
yet.
do
Yeah.
my review at some point. I'm excited. All right,
Alright.
peace out, guys.
Bye,
Peace
Liz.
out, Liz. Take it easy.
We're actually gonna pause real quick, and I'm gonna stop recording on her audio track. So we'll be right back, folks. And we're back.
Hey. What's it? Yeah. That's what you guys.
Yeah,
do.
yeah. What
Yeah,
up, YouTube? Yeah, that's what we usually do. But that's stolen from Custom Grow 420.
Oh yeah.
You've watched Custom Grow 420?
Yeah,
before,
that dude's
right?
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, his YouTube channel recently came back, and it's not good. It's not good anymore.
I don't really smoke pot, so it's like not something
Yeah, why
that
do you
I,
want
like,
to watch
find,
this
like, yeah.
man? He looks
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like-
human snail.
It's like, yeah, why? Like, I don't really smoke pot, so like, why would I go watch a video of a grown man smoking pot? You know? It
You know
is.
those,
It was
like-
funny and it was like interesting, especially when I was smoking pot a lot. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, this dude. But
Damn.
now, yeah,
Rip Custom Grow. No, his shit's still pretty fucking funny though. But
he's a funny dude for sure.
yeah,
He did this video a while back where he took like a fucking, like, I don't even know, 10-gram dab or something ridiculous like
it's
that.
probably a 1 gram dab.
I don't know. Yeah,
Because 1 gram is a lot of dab.
yeah, but he fucking coughed and like smoke came out of his ears. It was insane.
Yeah, he's fucking.
I have no idea.
He's beyond human.
I have no idea the biology behind that. Where smoke
Yeah, I don't
can
know how
come
the
out
fuck
of your
that works.
your ears, but it was so fucking funny.
Dude, he's a fucking legend. His Twitch, though, really boring.
Oh, yeah?
Shit at Fortnite. Only plays Fortnite. First of all, normies. Fortnite is not the only good video game. You can play other games, and you don't have to fucking tweet about it either. We all
Yeah.
play Fortnite. You don't have to tweet
yeah,
about
that's
it.
one of the other normie things that I've seen a lot lately.
Second of all,
Fortnite nonstop.
Fortnite.
I might
nonstop.
put that in my buzzwords list in my
Classic
Twitter.
normie meme.
Yeah, because that shit's annoying.
Where are we dropping, boys? Bro culture.
Yeah,
Got him.
LOL.
Oh my god.
Take me back to the
But-
days of playing Call of Duty when I was 14 with
Yeah.
my boys.
Basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he's not good at Fortnite at all. Like he's pretty shit, and his stream not entertaining, not interactive. not engaging at all. It's just super like sad. So I'm glad that his YouTube is back because the Twitch thing was not working, and I think he's gonna do it a lot less. But
Yeah.
So all right, I'm in the notes now, folks. We're in the notes. This is a bonus ep. I got minimal notes here.
Yeah. I mean, the first 45 minutes when we were with Liz, we were just shooting the shit, kind of.
Yeah,
Like
basically.
normal conversation.
Yo, you know what she fucking said to me?
What?
Dude, we get here, or she gets here, fucking, I don't remember what we were talking about, but I'm like, oh, she thought we were going to record this in the living room,
Yep.
because that's where we usually record it since I've moved to this new apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nah, like, because we have this professional audio interface that's very large and made of aluminum. So we need more space,
Yeah.
because now we have a laptop and this big ass interface.
I think that the table is a nice setup. It definitely looks a lot more
I think it's a lot better,
professional
and
than
I
it
think
did
it's a lot
before.
more comfortable too.
It is.
I don't like the couch. And what she said, she goes, "We're not recording the couch." I'm like, "No, we're gonna record in the dining room. We're gonna set it up professionally. We're gonna have the mics on stands and shit." She goes, "To be honest with you, I don't even want to come here." I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "Go home."
How you gonna put her on blast like literally 2 minutes?
Yo,
after she
fuck
walks out
you,
of the door?
Liz.
Damn, dude. Savage.
She knows. That's what you
wild.
fucking said. Just remember that, Liz.
Yeah.
Calling you out.
Oh. Damn.
But yeah, classic Liz. But all right, yeah. So let's go into the notes here. Yeah, real chatty podcast for someone who doesn't want to be here.
She was really nervous about the whole thing to begin with, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because like we would like Snapchat back and forth. I was like, you definitely need to get on the podcast. I think she like came around to it. A little bit of peer pressure.
Yeah. I don't know. She probably wanted to be on it, but who fucking cares? It doesn't matter. Fuck you. Fuck you, Liz. No, I'm kidding, Liz. Okay, so I got 3 bullet points in my notes here. We're about 47 minutes in. Oh, Luke just hit me with the text.
Who hit you with the text?
Shout out to Luke.
Oh.
Luke hit me with the text. His cousin did something in Fortnite. I don't know. We'll read it later. But yeah, so I got some notes here. So, actually, one thing I wanted to talk about, really weird, was I had a positive interaction with this IT guy at work. And, like, he fucking hates my guts for no
Really?
reason. So I've always just been like, yo, why does this guy hate me? But today he had to fix something on my computer, and he wasn't a fucking dick. It was so weird. I was like, I thought you hate me. I didn't say that to him, but, you know.
Yeah, I have like a lot of workplace interactions because a couple of the dudes that I work with, I work as a valet at a hotel, and a lot of the dudes that I work with are like, you know, either older dudes or they have like kind of a shady past, or like some of them are like close friends. Today my manager got fired, and we're all super pissed about it because the company that we work for is like mad shady. And they'll do like basically anything they can to save like a couple pennies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that he got fired, they said, was because of like disrespect to upper management. And keep in mind, like he is kind of upper management as it is.
Yep.
But he was trying to fight for higher wages for us because, you know, we don't make jack shit.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to get us like $9 an hour at a tip job, which is like, you know, that's a decent pay grade.
Yep.
And like they were just completely denying it and all that stuff. And like so over the weekend, like one thing happened. This guy crashed a car, and my manager, he was out on vacation, so he couldn't deal with the claim. And the bosses kind of used that as like fodder to fire him.
So have they been wanting to get rid of him for a while?
I think that they want to get rid of him just because he always stood up for us, and like he always treated us really well, but like the company doesn't give a shit about us at all.
Yeah.
So I think like they saw him as like a troublemaker almost or something like that.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's actually like really bumming me out. He was like the best manager I ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Dude picked up all the slack. Like he approved time off like all the time, and like he would cover your shifts while you were gone and stuff. And he's like the account manager. Like he is not supposed to do that stuff at all.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to sit back, make schedules.
He's
like,
going above
arrange
and
things.
beyond.
He really was, and he all like above all that, he would work crazy hours and still be like such a nice dude all the time.
We should get him on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
The Nice Boy podcast.
Yeah, I don't think he has much going on anymore now that he's like unemployed. But
Yeah.
he's sick. He was sick. So like we're all pretty pissed off about it.
Yeah, that sounds like bullshit. I like
Yeah.
this guy just hearing stories about him.
And now like the higher level upper management is like now at the hotel like trying to enforce all kinds of shit and like just make all kinds of changes on like a day's notice. Like this happened today,
Mm-hmm.
and hours later they're already fucking with him. So yeah, I don't know.
Damn, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm pretty bummed out about
Keep
it.
trying to adjust the audio. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to get this shit right. And
The
I feel like there's a slight echo, and I'm just being paranoid.
yeah, the light. I mean, the light's still coming on. It's coming on green. I'm not seeing any yellow though. Well, it's kind of going like yellow.
It's just weird
but-
because when in my headphones, it sounds like there's an echo because I can hear your voice coming in on your mic, but then I also hear your voice again, like less loud, like quietly. Like
I'm sure. Yeah.
just barely, and it's like obviously getting picked. So I'm just trying to like adjust my gain levels here, but I don't know. But it's okay. Sorry guys if the audio shit.
Yeah.
It's a learning process.
Yeah. First day on the new recording setup.
Exactly.
It looks amazing, which is, I mean, it's got to count for something.
Yeah, I actually like fuck with it just because it looks fucking
Yeah, like people
badass.
are gonna come in here and be like, "Oh shit, dude, this is like a professional setup.
This is a real fucking studio.
This is the real deal, dude. This
I
is a
wanna get-
studio."
those like YouTuber like foam tiles on the walls. Have
Yeah,
you
like
seen that
the
shit?
like sound deadening.
Yeah, I want to
shit,
get the
yeah.
acoustics right in here because
That'd
we
be
got
pretty
wood
cool.
floors, so there's like it's a pretty echoey room. Which
Yeah.
is not good, but it's okay. It's better than the in the old apartment. I mean, I had tile floors in the entire house, except for the bedrooms. The bedrooms had fake wood.
Yeah,
But the tile floors were just pure echo.
yeah, yeah.
So wood floors are a slight improvement, but
I kind of miss that apartment, dude. That apartment was pretty nice.
yeah,
it was
I
much
think about it-
closer than this is.
I think
but-
about it every now and then. Honestly, I'll just dish to you right now, dude. The LL,
Yeah.
she like was she's like a family friend, and just like the craziest shit, like out of fucking nowhere, she like met this guy, and like married him a few months later.
Mm-hmm.
Literally like a few weeks ago, the dude fucking died.
Really?
They've been married. They dated for less than a year. They've been married for less than a year. Died.
Do you think that it's like some kind of like foul play? Like,
No.
oh,
This is like one
I
of
thought
the,
that's where you were going with it.
no.
I was
This
like,
is one of the like the nicest women ever. It's just the craziest fucking shit because she's like a good person and like
mm,
it's weird to think about. Like good shit or bad shit happens to good people.
yeah, all the time. Think about like good people always die young. That's like something that people commonly talk about. But
Yeah.
even like dogs do not live very long at all, especially like dogs
Dogs are
that
the
people really
purest.
like golden retrievers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They live to be like 7 or 8 years old, I think, on average, which is
Golden
like,
retrievers are only 8 years old.
yeah. I'll search it up real quick, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
Google
it's
that
like,
shit because I feel like it's at least 12 years.
yeah,
I'm
but
gonna say
still like
12
as
years.
far as dogs go, it's not that long, but they're like always the happiest.
Yeah, and
you know.
even if it's like a bad, because like you can train a dog to do anything, right? But
Yeah.
like, so even if it's like an attack dog, it's still more innocent than a human, in my opinion,
For sure.
because it's literally just trying to satisfy like its master. Like
Yeah.
that's all it cares about, and it's like as long as I'm being fed and someone like pets me and I keep eating people. That's all that matters.
It says
And
that
that's the purest, like most innocent mindset ever.
yeah. It says that the lifespan is around 10 years.
Around
So,
10 years. Okay.
yeah. I mean, like that's not very long. Like we had a Bichon and it was like 16 when it died. So that's a long time, you know? But like the biggest dogs are always like the happiest and like friendliest and shit. Like
I kind of miss dogs a little bit.
oh
I
yeah.
had the cat
Well-
at the house. I miss a dog.
Yeah. Big dogs are the best. I would never get another small dog.
I don't. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on the breed.
Like-
I really like poodle, like small poodle mixes. Cute dogs.
Medium-sized dogs and stuff. I like beagles a lot. Beagles aren't very big. They're like a medium-sized dog.
There was this. I used to walk a beagle that. This was in like 6th grade.
Yeah.
This is so long ago. It was like a beagle like terrier mix. She was a very pretty dog. But I don't like the look of regular beagles because they're kind of just like these like wienery dogs.
Yeah.
My friend Ryan, you know Ryan.
Yeah.
His dog, she just walks around and she just fucking puts her snout in her own shit. And it got to the point where she started clogging her airways with her own shit.
That sounds like
Because she would smell her shit and be like, "Oh, what's this?" And for
just
some reason, that
dig
just
her nose
ruined-
straight into it.
Just ruined beagles for me.
Yo, do you have some lights we can turn on in here?
Yeah, it is
It's mad dark.
eerily dark in here.
Yeah. We're
We'll
like
be-
just talking in a super dark room right now.
Really dark room.
No light at all.
We're gonna pause real quick, folks, and we'll be right back. So, what up, folks? We're back. We were actually just talking about this. So there's like a wireframe sculpture on my wall. It's like hanging on a very shittily inserted nail.
The nail is
The drywall is exposed.
the
with
paint
this
is
nail.
peeling off around it. It's not very aesthetic,
It's
but
so bad.
the wireframe sculpture in itself is like super cool.
Yeah. So do you remember that song? Fuck. I think it was like Latch by Disclosure, featuring Sam Smith. It was like Sam Smith's like breakout hit.
I have no idea, dude. I've never listened to a single thing that guy's made. I don't think.
You never heard Sam Smith before?
Not that I know of.
Hold on, I'm gonna play this on my phone real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this.
I'm
up.
sure that once you play it, I might like
Yeah,
recognize
you'll know
it. You know.
immediately, I promise. It's the most normie fucking music, and I heard this song forever ago, like 2 years before this song became popular on the fucking radio. I heard this song, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of a slapper."
Oh yeah, yeah. I know that.
Obviously,
Yeah.
right? Hold
Yeah.
on, let me see if I can get a good vocal part for
Yeah.
the pod. Yeah, so basically the art on our wall looks like a Disclosure album cover. That's what I was trying to get at.
Oh okay.
Because they do the whole, like, it's like drawn. It's not like a wire, but it's like just a drawing of a silhouette of like a face with like minor, like they kind of do like silhouettes of like the facial features,
Yeah.
which is kind of what this wall drawing is doing. But yeah, Liz was shitting on this wall art. I actually think it's pretty nice. So
I
fuck
think it's
you,
pretty
Liz.
dope too. I don't know. It doesn't really fit the decor of the
I
rest.
think
of
it
the room.
slaps in the whip.
The rest of the room aesthetic though is kind of like cardboard boxes and stuff. It looks like you guys are still kind of
Yeah,
moving
we
in.
never ended move-in mode, and we've just kind of been in move-in mode since we moved in a month ago.
I've been
My
at
room is still in boxes. My bedroom is not unpacked.
I've been at my place for 2 years now, and we still have a bunch of unpacked boxes. So
Oh.
yeah,
Dude, every night I get like super baked before bed, and then I just lay in bed. I'm like, man, what am I doing? I got fucking boxes all over my room and shit.
dude, think of how much like imagine if you never had to sleep. All the stuff that you could accomplish.
Dude, like 1/3 of your life, right?
Yeah,
Basically,
1/3 of your life.
8 hours a day. That's a 1/3 of your day.
I've talked about this before. I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast though. Like since you spend 1/3 of your life in bed, you should always
Mhm.
buy a nice mattress, nice sheets,
Oh, we talked about this on
nice
the last pod,
pillows.
too.
We did.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if we did or not, but like
I
so
agree,
I like
100%.
like at
Holy-
yeah, 1/3 of your life, dude. Why are you sleeping in?
Don't buy a spring mattress,
Dude,
you
if you're
fucking
getting
cucks.
if you're buying sheets under 600 thread count, you're sleeping in sandpaper. Like,
The coarse kind.
yeah, like, dude, just like mad gritty. Like, sleep in,
Gritty AF.
get some silk sheets. Get some
silk. Damn.
Get some memory foam.
I got like 800 thread.
Yeah, I mean, still, like,
It's like
even like
mid-tier.
800 thread cotton is gonna feel amazing on your skin, as
Or
opposed to like,
jersey. It just feels like
Yeah.
a t-shirt is
yeah,
wrapped around your bed.
yeah, dude, like, like climbing out of like the shower and getting into like a cold ass mattress with some mad smooth sheets is like one of the best fucking feelings
Mhm.
on the planet. So I would highly recommend that. If you don't have silk sheets, go buy some silk sheets.
So
Your life
you-
will change.
Do you, all right. So since we're talking about sleepy time and bedtime and sheets, were you the person who told me you like it to feel like a morgue in your room when you go to sleep?
That might have been me.
I think
do.
you might have said that.
I leave my AC on 24/7 at a
Mm.
crisp 62 degrees.
So do you keep the windows open?
Like in the winter.
In the winter, you keep your windows open?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're fucking.
keep it mad
insane
cold.
person.
But like I have a
You're like, yo, it's -10.
I have like the like a super thick down comforter.
Mm-hmm.
So like a really nice down blanket.
Yeah.
And it's that real shit, no alternative in this. But like
We
it's
got real geese feathers
Yeah.
in this bitch.
if I sleep with if I sleep in my room and it's under or it's above like 66 degrees, I'm sweating my nuts off under that blanket.
Yeah.
And I should give you a little context about my room. Like, I can leave the windows open in the winter in my room because there's probably 25 feet of heater bar in my room. So like there's whenever you crank the heat up in the house, it's
But don't you
amplified by
have,
like a
like-
million in my room.
Yeah, probably because your window is open.
No, it's like
Because
because
it's trying to compensate for the coolness by offsetting it with more heat. Right?
no, we don't live in a house that has like automatic heating or anything like that. Like we have the old fucking dials, you change it, your dad gets pissed.
So it just goes, all right, I'm going to blow this temperature air, and eventually your house will reach this temperature.
yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
So it's like the least efficient heating system.
Yeah, exactly. But so like the people in my house that like crank the heat up to like fucking 80 degrees because they don't have like any heater bar in their rooms.
Yep.
It's all in my room. So when they turn the heat up to 80 degrees in my room, it feels like 120. And when I'm sleeping under a down blanket and 120 degrees, it's super uncomfortable. So I leave the windows
you have,
open.
like multiple temperature disparities in your house.
Yeah. Oh, it's awful. And like we have old single pane windows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, just it's very inefficient. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
my issue has been just I wake up every night, and no matter how cold it is, I'm still somehow drenched in sweat. And if I don't put a blanket over myself, I'll be freezing cold and congested and feel like I have like pneumonia
Yeah.
in the morning.
Do you ever do like the one leg out? Like
So what's happening lately is I've started literally like pushing my blanket as far back on the bed as I possibly can. And every morning I wake up, the blanket is covering me again. So I'm assuming in my sleep I'm grabbing it. But I don't want like, I don't know. Like I
that would
feel
make
weird,
sense
like,
because your body would be like, "Oh, I'm cold." Like
exactly.
when you're asleep.
That's the thing. So I'm like,
You
do I
know?
hang it up on like my office chair where I have to like physically get up and hopefully I have to like wake up to grab that.
You could be getting like cold sweats where like your room, like you keep your room really cold trying not to sweat in your sleep, but what you end up
Mhm.
doing is making yourself shiver a lot, which makes you sweat under the blanket.
Maybe.
And then you
yeah.
just wake up drenched in sweat. So maybe
Yeah, that's
try
a
not-
possibility.
try not so much AC.
I'm such a mess. I feel like if I were fully nude in like a blizzard, I would still fucking sweat buckets.
I don't know. Maybe you're right.
I have to wear pretty strong deodorant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like not like that like stuff that's like 24 or like the stuff that comes in like really small containers. It's like 48-hour ultimate clinical protection and shit like that.
That shit's wild.
Like that stuff doesn't work, first of all. But like I give myself like 4 strokes per armpit of Old Spice in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, I
I'd
use
give
like
myself a good layering of deodorant.
I just use like I thought that was like a normal amount of Old Spice to use because I use like Old Spice too, and I just do that. I just
When
like
people talk, like, I don't know, like if you read the instructions, it's like swipe once over your armpit. Like, I think.
yeah, but I don't think anyone does that. You know,
No, I don't think so.
like Q-tips you're not supposed to use in your ears, but that's the only reason anyone buys them. You know.
But even like, so all those deodorants are always like 24-hour antiperspirant or whatever.
Yeah.
Literally, I still sweat so much. Like this shirt today was like a risk to wear
Damn, dude.
because it's a light colored mint. I'm wearing a mint green T-shirt, folks, and I sweat through that shit. Sweat the fuck out of it. But yo, Riley, what Jewel flavor are you puffing on today?
Cucumber.
Cucumber.
Yeah, cucumber. Yeah, it's like it sounds weird to say, but it's actually like really refreshing for some reason.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like,
Tastes like cucumber water,
yeah,
but
exactly.
except
I was
it's
gonna
like
say if you
just
had cucumber water before.
yeah, it's like cucumber water except it's just straight nicotine. Yeah,
Even better.
yeah. No, honestly, all the relaxing, comforting things about cucumber water, except they make you extremely tense.
Yo, what's
And,
the light situation at the neighbor's house?
It looks like they have decent lighting in there.
Are the lights off? Like, are they in bed? Can you tell?
The room that I'm looking at, I can't really see the one that you're looking at, but the room that I'm looking at is well lit.
Okay, yeah, because the room I'm looking at is fully black, so.
Yeah. I don't know why they would be asleep though. It's only I guess it is 8:50.
9 p.m., but it is
Yeah.
Friday. So there's cars there still.
Yeah.
Fuck. We should, like, Jewel and or smoke on the porch tonight.
It's not a bad idea. I'm probably going to head home around like 10 if I had to guess. I got to go home. I got to finish up some artwork for a friend of mine.
That's
And,
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Oh, so here's some interesting news. I didn't tell you
Yeah.
about this at all.
Let's hear it.
But my friend who's like a recording artist, and we're gonna leave him unnamed just for the podcast because you're not really even supposed to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
But a record label approached him and they want to sign him. So they're flying him and some friends out to New York to meet with like the record label, and he's taking me with him. So I'm going to check out.
Damn.
We're gonna be staying in this like all expenses paid hotel and shit,
Hmm.
and like he might sign a record deal. Who knows? But
That'd be very
and there's
interesting.
like actually some big
Can I
names on
ask
this
what
label.
the label is?
I don't think I'm supposed to say that.
Okay.
He told me like everything to like keep on like the wicked down low. So like that's why like even I don't know, maybe off podcast, but
Off pod. I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna say off pod because I don't want to incriminate you implicitly, but
yeah. I mean, we did just talk about underage drinking,
it makes sense.
which we're not doing. I'm not doing.
Yeah, we're not.
He's
doing that.
he's of age. I'm not.
I am.
and
of
I'm not
age,
drinking.
and he is not drinking. So,
Yeah.
but that's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really
If
dope.
it's the person I'm thinking about, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's really sick.
Yeah. And
And shout out to that guy. They
Yeah.
know who they are.
I've been doing all of his artwork and stuff for him for
Oh, okay.
like-
yeah. It's,
yeah.
yeah.
for like like a year or so now. And like at the same time that like I've been progressing with that shit, he's been progressing with music and stuff.
Mhm.
And his like newest album was actually like I heard it and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe one of my friends made this. Like this is so good.
yeah,
It's weird. It's really weird
yeah,
having a friend that you're like, holy shit, they're like actually super talented.
yeah.
Because like I feel like a lot of people in our friend group are like talented in one way or another, but like in your head you're never
Not in
like
that way.
like you just see them as your like friends though, you know, like you think they're cool and all that stuff, but you're never like, holy shit, this person is like they could be famous, you know.
Right.
It's wild. It's a weird feeling.
That's something. Holy fuck. That's pretty crazy. That's breaking. That's breaking for me, folks. Breaking news. Official. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And I still want to play Mario Kart with that person if they
Yeah.
ever listen to this or whatever. But
Yeah,
um,
I'll talk to him about it.
All right, let me hit the notes here. All right, so at work the other day, we were talking about like fast food,
Yeah.
and I'm just wondering, like, because I feel like fast food is just like part of our lives permanently. Like, I can't imagine a time frame where McDonald's doesn't exist.
It's definitely a big part of our culture. I know that I don't eat fast food like really at all, but like there are times when it's like 1 a.m. and I have no intentions of going to sleep anytime soon, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm hungry and I want something warm.
Yep.
I want like meat. So I'm like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you want some greasy fucking
Yeah.
beef.
Yeah, dude, you know what I mean. And I'm
Oh,
like,
fuck yeah. I'm feeling it right now. I'm on vodka number 3. I want a fucking McDouble.
and yeah, dude, I'm like, yo, let's go hit up Taco Bell. Let's go hit up Wendy's. Like, just because that's open, you know?
Mhm.
That's the only viable reason that fast food should
Drive-through
exist
open.
in my mind, though.
Yep.
They're gonna put that IHOB in Saco though, so like I don't know. That's probably it, and they're thinking of making it a 24-hour one, so that might be like my local hangout late night spot now.
Ugh. God, dude.
I don't know if I'll go there for burgers. I'll probably still get like breakfast food and shit, but
I mean, so I don't think they're actually permanently changing
no, obviously not.
their brand to IHOB. Like, I think it's literally like they're gonna like print it on like their cups for like 6 months or something, probably. Like on their cups and napkins, they'll have IHOB. With
Yeah.
the- But yeah. Why that Chinese food place was good? Why did they replace it with an IHOP?
That place was like actually trash.
Really?
Yeah, no one ever went there. It was like mad shady.
Well, it's like that place or the other place, Koi.
Yeah.
And I've heard bad things about both.
Well, you've heard bad
but-
things. Like Koi tastes good, but you know what goes on in the restaurant, and that's
Yeah.
the other thing. Like Koi is mad shady, but
Well, you know
well,
people who
Koi
like
is
work
tasty.
there, and already based off that, you're like,
Yeah. You know that Koi is like tasty at the very least. Like China House was like not even good, you know? It might have been. I don't know when the last time you went was,
China
but
House.
but
It
they're
was
like
6 years ago.
right across the bridge in Biddeford. Like you have like China Eatery,
Yep.
Walk and Roll,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
Tintin Buffet,
True.
places like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And those are like actually like decent Chinese food spots. And
Yeah,
then
that's
China
fair.
House is like trash. There's a Chinese food place
I mean,
down
it
in
must have
Old
been
Orchard.
good enough. They had like M model BMWs and fucking Maserati. There's a fucking Maserati parked out front of China House for a bit.
I think it was one of the
And there's a GTR there too.
I think it was because the owners was like the parents of a like a dorm student at our high school, like an exchange student, and
Oh, you
they
think?
had like mad money.
Oh.
So I think that's why they could afford that kind of stuff. And I don't think that they were like really ever trying to like own a business there. They just thought like maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't think that place was meant to last. It kind of did suck.
Why did I bring up IHOP?
Well, I talked about IHOB first because they're putting that one in Saco.
Fuck. Oh yeah, fast food. We're talking about fast food.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So basically, like, I don't know. I feel like my go-to is like McDonald's.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about at work the other day because for some reason we talk about food a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Of course.
We're nerds.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, like when you work with the same people for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week,
you talk about
you
stupid
talk
shit.
about a lot of dumb shit. You know.
Exactly. That's true. But yeah, we're like, I wish, part of me like I wish I could like express this to my coworkers, but it felt inappropriate at work. But like, actually, I've definitely made related jokes. But I was just like, for some reason, we started talking about like, new menu items at fast food places, and like I was talking about like, oh, like, what do you think of the new quarter pounder at McDonald's? Like, it's supposedly like freshly grilled or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And we just started talking about like how like sometimes you might get like Like there's like 8 variations of the McDouble,
Yeah.
for example. Like one has like barbecue sauce and
They
one
do, like,
has
the
like
bacon
Fritos
McDouble.
on it
Yeah.
and shit like that. But I was just like, the worst part of fast food is like if you decide to try something new, like, and it sucks. Like, first of all, you're definitely getting diarrhea.
Yeah.
Second of all, you're gonna regret getting the diarrhea because that food wasn't even fucking good.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say that so bad because it was like, for the conversation we were having, it was like the perfect thought. I was like, man, the worst part is just when you get the shits and it wasn't worth getting the shits, you know? And you can't say that at work.
No,
but
you
I
can't.
feel like I've definitely, I think yesterday I like said something about diarrhea. Like I think someone was talking about like probably IHOB or Denny's or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't feel like getting diarrhea every day, so I don't eat there.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
said
definitely
something like that.
it's definitely pretty prominent issue with those fast food places. I mean, you can't really think that all the food in there is like actually quality, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that in the past couple of years, Wendy's has really stepped their game up. I
Yeah,
think
they're
that
pretty
Wendy's
good.
I think that Wendy's is like my go-to fast food place
Mm-hmm.
just because they've like really done a good job with you know, all the changes and stuff to the menus, and even like revamping the restaurants and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They look way better.
Me and Riley have continuously been adjusting his.
I'm trying to
volume
like I
levels.
can see
You're
their-
at the perfect volume right
Yeah,
now.
I can-
Actually,
I can see it when they're well, and I keep talking louder and softer, and I can see times when like it's going red, and I can also see times when the light's not coming on at all,
yep.
like right now. Or
You
not,
basically
yeah.
just want to see the
So-
green light
I'm that's what I'm trying to balance out.
because this the microphone interface I bought is not fancy enough to give us a yellow light. It's just green or red.
Do you think
So-
that the foam filters on here are like actually
They
messing
suppress
with
it
it
a
at
little
all?
bit, but what it does is it prevents pops. They're pop filters.
Oh, okay.
It would sound much more grotesque when I.
Oh,
on the
okay.
mic.
I see.
It would be loud as fuck. And also, whenever I use the S sound, if I got spit in,
Yeah.
it would just fucking. It would sound like asshole. Little poo poo. See, you just vaped in the mic, and the preview, not offensive. It didn't
Oh,
sound
yeah?
bad on the headphones.
Could you hear it at all?
I heard it, but it was just an exhale with
Oh,
like a little
okay.
bit of like oomph to it, you know? It wasn't like
Yeah.
it
So,
wasn't like the bass boost mean.
besides Hunter and Liz, have you had anyone else on the podcast? I can't remember anyone.
You, Hunter, Liz, Jackson. That's it.
Jackson. I don't think I've listened to the one that Jackson's on yet. I might have
Jackson's
to
been
give it a
on
listen.
3. Jackson's our most regular guest.
Oh, really?
Jackson's basically part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would be cool to have like I mean, obviously you can't have 5 mics plugged into this thing, but to do like a full round table kind of interaction would be really cool
Yeah, that'd be
with
amazing.
everyone here.
Yeah, that'd be
Because I think
great.
that we do have an interesting group dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think like I don't know. I feel like I have like a lot of intersect with like different groups of people where a lot of my closest friends don't actually know each other.
Yeah, for sure.
And like a lot of the time, like everybody's closest friend is also like all of your closest friends also know each other and are also each other's closest friends.
Yeah.
But like for me, I feel like a lot of my closest friends are just people who I know, like I'm close to like 2 or 3 people who they know at most.
Yeah, because like
Stuff like that.
I have a group of like really close friends that I hang out with all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd still consider you one of my close friends, even though like you don't really hang out with the same crowd, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like I
But I
mean,
still
it
like
seems-
your crowd.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, you can hang out with us
You're
easily,
still
you know.
chill, Yeah.
But like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like we're kind of like intersecting 2 kind of groups.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know what like I barely know. I don't even know the guys who live here really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think this was like my 3rd time ever meeting Jackson.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely like a different dynamic, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool though.
Yeah. I want to get more people on. I really want to see if I can get like a group of people around to listen to the new Death Grips album that just came out today. and talk about it with me. So that's something I'm looking for. I don't know.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I'll give it a listen on the way home. Is it on Spotify?
Yeah, absolute heat.
All right.
It's probably one of their most, if not their most, experimental albums. So it'll be a little bit like, just go into it with an open mind
Yeah.
and like try and find like, for me, what it was to get Death Grips to click for me was like finding like the heavy in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because when you think of like heavy, you're like, oh, like guitars and bass and like crazy
Yeah.
fucking drums and shit. But they use like synthesizers and like weird samples and drum loops and shit. Like you have to kind of figure out the heavy parts on your own, I guess,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Their drummer like was kind of like I remember watching that video for that one song he did where he's like pounding on the drums with his fists
yeah.
and stuff.
His new album, he fucking plays the drums like crazy. Like
Yeah.
a lot of it is just acoustic drums, and it's really good. I recommend it a lot.
Do you think like Anthony Fantano's gonna give it another 10 out of 10? Like
I don't know if
he
it'll
really
be
likes Death Grips.
he likes Death Grips a lot, but the only Death Grips album that got a 10 was The Money Store, which I fully agree with, because The Money Store is definitely the best Death Grips album.
That was a really good album.
But did you actually end up listening to Money Store?
I listened to the whole thing. Yeah.
Cool.
I've only ever listened to it like driving in the car
Yeah.
and like on
I
the way to
mean-
work and stuff. But I think that they have like a really distinct, like unique sound, which is like really cool because you don't see a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
Like we're at a point where so many things have progressed to a point where it's so hard to be unique, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you look at art and music,
Mm-hmm.
anything at all, it's so hard to be progressive and unique now because we've been doing it for centuries.
Yeah.
Centuries before we existed, people were making insane music and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the greatest musicians of our time were playing music 60 years before I was even born, you know,
Yeah.
before I was a thought. So it's crazy to like to hear someone that sounds like new and interesting. I think it deserves a little more recognition than it gets because I don't think many. I mean, there's definitely a cult like following for
there's
Death
definitely
Grips.
like an internet
but-
subculture of people
yeah.
who like Death Grips a lot.
But
including
I
myself.
feel like I mean obviously you never want like one of your favorite bands to like really go mainstream or something.
Yeah.
But I think it deserves more recognition than it gets.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like, it's just interesting. Like, I don't know. They just, it's different. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it better than that. Like, I want to like punch my boss in the face when I listen to Death Grips or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, it's fucking crazy. And like, just listen to it with like an open mind and just like have fun with it and just enjoy it and just accept that it's going to be weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And you'll probably enjoy it.
Were there any tracks that you really liked?
Yeah, Black Paint. I think I sent that one.
You did
too.
send that to me. That was like
Yeah.
a single before the album came
Black
out.
Paint.
Yeah,
is
that shit went
so
hard, dude.
Fucking sick. Dude.
That song was
It's
good.
in my head. That's why I brought it up because
Yeah.
it's literally stuck in my head right now, and
Yeah.
I think we should listen to some music
That's-
after this pod.
That
but-
song made me want to fucking rob my own house, dude. Like
Yeah.
like you ever listen to a song that like makes you angry enough to like fuck with yourself? Like
Yeah.
you know, you're like I'm gonna put my head through this fucking wall, like just some wild shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that song goes mad hard. I really when you sent that to me, I was like, this is sick.
Yeah, it's really.
I was a
good.
huge fan of that.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you liked it. You should listen to the album. Year of the Snitch. It just came out.
I'm going to
I
for
got
sure.
really scared because like last week they tweeted like, "Oh, Year of the Snitch," and they released a single with the tweet.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, this is our new single, Shit Show," and they're like, "Year of the Snitch comes out July 22nd." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, you said June 22nd."
Yeah.
So, and then they never said July 22nd again. So I'm guessing it's just a typo. But
It could have been for sure.
the album leaked like yesterday or Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
And then the album came out today. So
Yeah.
I listened to the album today.
Yeah, Anthony Fantano was like, he was tweeting about the album or whatever, and I didn't
seen his Twitter.
I didn't
today.
I didn't look at I don't think he's posted a video review or anything of it
Nah,
yet.
he's on tour right
But,
now, so he probably won't.
He was tweeting about it, and then there were a bunch of memes about him listening to the leak before the album like actually came out or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, I had heard that it had been leaked, but I didn't know that the album came out today.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I'm
it
not
got
that up to
leaked
date on
until
it.
I texted my friend Alex. I was like, "Yo, do you know when Year of the Snitch is actually coming out?" Because they tweeted July 22nd, but originally they tweeted June, and then
I'm always really behind with music.
yeah, same here. I'm always like a year.
I didn't get Spotify like premium. I didn't even have Spotify until probably 2 months ago.
What, really?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
I was like mad late to the paid music platform.
I thought you
game.
were on Apple Music though.
No, I wanted to do it.
I was like,
but
"Oh, I'm on Spotify," and you were like, "Broke ass." I thought you shit on me one time because I didn't
don't-
have Apple Music.
I don't know if I did.
I don't
I did
remember.
do like the free trial for Apple Music when it was, you know.
Apple Music fucking sucks.
yeah,
Sorry,
it's-
guys.
It's not that good.
It's shit.
But yes.
I mean, the services are all like equivalent at this point, but
yeah.
Apple Music, like its UI and its curated playlists, absolute ass. And
Yeah.
Spotify wins just based on that.
Yeah, the curated playlists are definitely really cool because sometimes
Yeah.
I don't even know what I want to listen to, so I'd rather just have someone pick it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better than like a radio format where you have 500 ads and a bunch of shit that just keeps repeating, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Spotify curated lists for sure. But like I went to Foster the People concert with like Paramore like 2 days ago.
Oh,
And,
yeah. Dude,
I
I
didn't
want
wanna-
to so into Paramore.
I never really liked Paramore. I wanted to go just to see Foster the People because they're like one of my favorite bands.
They just have like pumped up kicks though.
Well, yeah.
Do
Well,
they have other songs?
yeah. The entire album Torches was so good. Came out in 2011.
Okay.
Supermodel, amazing album. Like
Mhm.
all of their albums are super good.
Yeah.
And I got Spotify Premium, and I was like looking for Foster the People. I realized that they had an album that came out last year that I didn't even know existed. So I like, I listened to it, and I was like, "Oh shit, dude, this is fire!" But it was like 4 days before the concert happened,
Mhm.
so like they were playing all this new music that I had never heard before, and I was like kind of bummed out.
Damn.
Yeah,
that
it was
fucking
cool to see it.
sucks.
They were a good show
'Cause I
live.
bet
They do an amazing job.
in your
but-
head you were like, "Oh, they're gonna play these songs." And
Well, that's the thing. Like, I know, before Sacred Hearts Club, I know all of their discography pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
I know all the lyrics and all the, all that shit.
yeah.
And then they came out on stage and they had a big fucking LED sign that said Sacred Hearts Club on it. I was like, no, I know
No.
nothing.
They're promoting their current album.
I know. Well, I was like
Fuck.
bummed because I was like super psyched to hear all these songs.
When did
that
the
I love.
album come out? How far?
Came
like,
out in
how late were you?
2017.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like over a year late.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like,
Rip.
fuck.
You're like, yo, this Foster the People
Yeah.
show. That sounds sick.
It was. I mean, they did play a lot of their like classic songs that were like really cool, but for the most part, it was like
Pumped Up
songs from
Kicks.
from their new album. They always
Yeah.
play that. Like if you go to a concert and like a band doesn't perform their most popular song, like
Mhm.
even in the encore or something, then it's like
Yeah.
fucking whack. Because a lot of people go just to hear that one
well,
song.
so you
live,
know what a lot of classic rock bands do is they play a medley of their hits.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And they don't actually play the songs in full. So like I heard that the Eagles, they hate playing Hotel California,
Yeah, I'd believe it.
which doesn't surprise me, but also that's your only song, motherfucker.
Shit.
Hotel California, slapper, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
What was that? What's that one Nirvana song that everyone? Oh, Smells Like Teen Spirit. I guess Kurt Cobain fucking hated that song.
Not surprising.
Yeah, so like
it's not a really
he
good
used
song.
he used to hate performing it, but I don't know whether or not that kept him from doing it. Because a lot of bands just deal with that. I think, you know.
Dude, rip Kurt Cobain. That's like that's some crazy shit. That was
Yeah.
like I'm trying to pull up my 90s/2000s alt rock playlist so I can find my favorite Nirvana song. No, it's not this one.
What was that, like Heart Shaped Box or whatever?
Oh fuck, which one is it? Come As You Are, slapper. We're playing it in the mic, folks.
You can only play it for like 15 seconds before you get fucking like copy striked or whatever.
Nah, I'm not. I don't have enough clout.
You,
They can't,
I mean,
they
you
can't
never
make money
know.
off me.
They'll steal those views. You know,
Alright.
you know how they be.
That's
How
enough.
YouTube be.
Come As You Are by Nirvana.
And you could fight it,
Classic.
and you could fight it, but you'd never win. And fucking YouTube would just completely ignore its
Delete
user
my
base.
YouTube channel. I'll just make a fucking new one. It doesn't, like... I'm at a point where literally nothing matters right now.
This, are you still calling it like the Woke Dudes podcast or
The Lame Dudes?
The Lame Dudes podcast? I was trying to remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, we're still calling it Lame Dudes. I don't know that I'm fully committed to that name though, but I feel like as our like knowledge and experience goes up and the quality of the podcast goes up, we'll probably just like feel like, all right, let's
It'd be a good idea.
rebrand.
Yeah.
And like a lot of our older episodes, we say dumb shit and like problematic shit.
Yeah.
And like, you know, we have shit audio. We have tons of audio issues, and now we're on analog, so we don't really have audio issues. Minor flex, but I don't know. Like,
Well, we won't know that until you go to put it on YouTube and we listen to it. Because
I
I mean,
mean-
for the first 15 minutes, Liz was literally talking into the wrong microphone.
wrong fucking microphone.
So it's
no,
probably
it was
gonna be
only for the
super
first
quiet.
5 minutes, actually.
First time I was on the podcast with you,
Mhm.
dumb echo for like 40 minutes through. You couldn't even hear me for the first 10. You know, it was just
Really? Yeah.
silent. So
Yeah, that's
Who
just
knows?
part of it. Like, you don't have the experience or like the workspace or like the methodology
Yeah.
to like really do it the right way. Like,
yeah,
I've been thinking about that recently. Like, I've always thought about like how hard and daunting and intimidating it is to like work on a car, like maintain a car. If you have the proper workspace, like think about like how easy it is to be a fucking mechanic at a dealership.
for sure.
It has to be so easy because everything's organized and like clean and shit. Like,
But think about how like a lot of people always start with like the shittiest version of whatever they're doing.
yeah,
Like you started with like a couple USB microphones and now you
Yep.
have like the full setup.
USB
like a lot of
Type C hub
Yeah.
and fucking USB 3 microphones.
A,
That's
lo-
it.
a lot of fucking mechanics start in their driveway with a single set of ratchets with half
Exactly.
of the fucking sockets missing, you know?
Yep,
So-
exactly.
You know, sometimes you got to walk before you can run.
Yep, and now I have the cheapest 4-channel microphone interface I could find on Amazon.
You know what? It looks really nice. So, I mean, that's got to count for something.
Yeah, I mean Behringer like has a reputation for like being the cheap audio equipment brand that isn't it doesn't sound
Is
bad.
it- is it
so
like-
far in my headphones it doesn't sound bad.
Is
at
it known
least.
for being like cheap but quality, like,
no,
or like just cheap?
just cheap.
Okay. So, I mean,
But like this audio interface has an aluminum case, an aluminum shell. I bought Amazon Basics XLR cables, which are pretty fucking high quality cables. I don't know. It's good enough. We're doing it. The one I really wanted was 400.
how much was this?
This was like, fuck, I don't know. Let me check Amazon. Actually,
Was it-
it was a warehouse deal. All right, folks. Go to the used section on Amazon. If you see a Prime eligible Amazon warehouse deals store, it is actually Amazon, and it's literally just returns that have slight cosmetic damage. So, like, this has a scratch somewhere on it, this interface. But I did not pay full price for it. This is usually a $99 interface. Let's see how much I paid for this shit.
Wow, that's definitely exponentially cheaper than $400.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. How much did I pay for this shit? Let's see. We'll go to the item page. Used. It was like $70 used.
That's not
So I
bad.
got like a $20 or $30 discount. 70 something dollars. But yeah, like I got a decent discount. It's got a slate, and I also bought my 4th microphone. So I have 3 microphones. I had 3 microphones at the time, but the digital output on the third microphone had broke. The USB port like caved in on itself.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck.
Do you-
So it works for the analog though. The port still, I mean, there's an analog port. The digital port's just fucked.
Do you think that like this is the like this is going to be like the solid set of microphones for a while, or do you have like ambition to upgrade the mics in the future and
These
stuff?
are kind of considered the creme de la creme of basic novice podcasting microphones.
Oh, okay.
And based on my sound demos, I don't want much more than these microphones.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah. It's from here on out, it's a lot of diminishing returns.
This shit goes way over my head. Like I have no idea anything about
I still
like
don't understand it at all.
Are you still like using like GarageBand or whatever for recording, or do you have is there even like a like software that people use for podcasts that's like different? Like do you think that like people do this shit
the
in like
only
FL
software-
Studio or some shit? Like
No. The only software I've seen has been GarageBand, which is what I use on Mac OS. GarageBand for Mac OS. The only OS that's available on. I don't know why I'd specify that, but and then Adobe Audition. Adobe Audition looks dope as fuck, but you have to pay for a Creative Cloud subscription.
yeah. I have a Creative Cloud subscription.
You have
And
the
I-
full package. You have the full
Yeah.
Creative Suite.
Yeah, I have Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Audition. They're new. It's
You
like-
have Audition.
yeah.
Yo, hook me up.
There's a new I forget what like their 3D modeling software is called, but I have that. I have no fucking idea how to use it, but
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
Do you have Premiere?
Yep, Premiere,
That's dope.
After Effects.
Nice.
Just I have like the full cloud.
Hmm.
I split the cost with my mom cuz she uses Lightroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I
like
didn't know your mom was also a photographer.
she does it as like a hobby, you
Okay,
know.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like a job. It's just
Yeah.
something that she likes to do for fun,
Yeah.
which I kind of like admire cuz like so many people try to be professional photographers nowadays. It's such a saturated market.
Dude, remember that time when like white chicks would get like 100 likes on Instagram and then they'd buy a
Yeah.
fucking like Nikon SLR
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Oh, I have my full name _ photography."
Yeah.
And you're like,
So many of those accounts. I'm sure that
You're
a
like,
ton of them
"Oh,
exist.
I specialize in portraits. It's
Yeah.
like, no, you take fucking pictures of your friends. Like,
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
you don't have to make it a thing.
It definitely takes a lot to become a well-known photographer these days.
Yeah,
you have to
gotta
really
a
be
fucking
doing something.
reputation.
Yeah, you have to have a real eye for that shit too. Like
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
I think there's a lot of like disciplines within photography that people don't probably even realize. Like
Yeah, I'm
being
sure.
a portrait photographer and like a landscape photographer is like a whole different fucking ballpark. I
Yeah,
assume,
it's like the
right?
difference between like a software engineer and like an electrical engineer. You know, they're both engineers, but they do completely different things
Yeah.
with completely
or
different
even
schooling.
within
You know,
software, a back end engineer versus a front end engineer. One's making it look, and one's making it do.
yeah, it's just like a completely
Completely
different.
different. But to most
Yeah.
people, it's like, oh, they both program software.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, exactly. I know what you mean.
But yeah,
That's
Why-
kind of an interesting perspective on that for sure. But that's like I said, my mom does it for like a hobby,
yeah,
and that's like
yeah,
in my mind like that's
I
cooler than
admire
like
it more.
actually trying to be a fucking photographer,
yeah, exactly.
trying to run a business out of it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be a photographer, that's totally chill. You should be a
For
photographer.
sure.
But a lot of people like to just be like, oh, I'm a photographer.
Yeah. Just because you like taking pictures doesn't make you a photographer. Just like us talking into a microphone doesn't make us podcasters or
I
internet
mean,
personalities.
We're not internet personalities, but we're podcasting. I think we're
We're-
podcasters. We're
Yeah,
making podcasts.
I guess. But still, it's like, you know,
We're not professionals, and we're not making a like Facebook page of like, oh, pay me $20, I'll take your senior pics.
yeah, shit like
Do
that.
your
Yeah, I
senior
know what you mean.
pod.
Yeah.
But yeah, now maybe I'm a chode. I
But-
don't know.
But see,
Just
yeah, but see,
pretentious.
like the parallel, like just because we're doing something for fun doesn't mean that
Yeah,
we're like
exactly.
professionals or
Yeah.
we have the knowledge.
Yeah.
Like this is something that we do for fun
Yeah.
as of
Exactly.
now.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. People have been talking about maybe we should make an Instagram and try and like Instagram live the pod and shit.
It would
but-
be really cool to like actually do like the live filming of the podcast and shit, and like
Yeah.
so that way people can see like what's actually going on. Because like a lot of the time, like there's a lot of talking with hands. There's shit that goes on, like the fucking cat spilling the vodka everywhere. Like that would have been fucking funny to watch. Me picking up the cat and him just kicking the fucking, or she just kicking the vodka.
Fucking piece of shit cat.
It's a nice
such
cat.
a shit. God, she's the nicest fucking cat ever. I love her to death, but she's such a fucking shit bag.
Absolutely.
Knocking shit over at all times, constantly requiring attention.
People could see what an absolute unit she was too.
She's also a fucking
she is a
unit.
tank of a cat, dude. Very impressive.
in awe at the size of that lad.
Dude, I don't understand how some animals get that fat. Like, it's directly correlated to the owner, I
Hunter's-
think, you know?
Hunter's dog Ben, fat dog.
How fat? Like, how fat we talking?
So at one point I was going to Hunter's place. Sorry, Hunter. I'm sure you're like mad about this for whatever, but I used to go to like Hunter's place, and like the dog was always kind of fat, but it's like, who fucking cares? It's a dog. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. It's a lab. Like, whatever. Who fuck? Whatever. But
Like, if you had to guess in pounds.
you could just feed him, like, you know, he'd just like come up and like sit and like hang out with you and just be a nice. He's the sweetest dog ever. It's Ben.
Yeah.
And like they would just kind of feed him food. And then at a certain point they were like, "Oh, we can't keep feeding Ben food." So now, like, when I went there, even still, the last time I was there, which was only not too long ago, because we recorded an episode at Hunter's place, but I saw Ben for the first time in a long time, still fat, still eating only apples. So that's what they're like. They just like cut up an apple
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, here you go, buddy. Like, you can have this apple." Because it's not that bad for a dog to
Yeah.
eat an apple. You know what
But I mean, at the same time,
It's
like,
low cal.
yeah, but apples still have like a lot of natural sugars and stuff.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
sugar fat is like one of the worst kinds of fat. You
The
know?
best way to make a dog lose weight is actually like a high protein diet.
I believe
You
it.
get high protein dog food.
Yeah. Dogs aren't vegetarians, you know?
Yep. That's exactly right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. All right. We're at 1:42. Let me check my notes here. Let's see what we got left. Oh, fuck. I got 2 decent bullet points if you're still down to hang around for a little bit.
Yeah. Give me one more.
All
Choose
right.
the better of the two.
Choose the better of the two.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know. They might not. All right. I was reading this article today. Bill Gates donated $4 million to this like study. I don't know the specifics. Just Google this shit. You'll be able to Google it. It was on the front page of Reddit.
Okay.
It'll be Googleable. But now is mostly directed at people listening, not necessarily you, Riley. But
Well, I don't know anything about it, so.
he donated $4 million to a study that is trying to basically develop mosquitoes that when they fuck, they kill each other as a cure for malaria.
Okay.
Isn't that the most insane shit you've ever heard?
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
They're like,
So,
yo,
like-
that's me when I fuck. I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. When you fuck. Yeah.
When you fuck,
that's a good
and you
joke.
die.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty interesting. But I mean, like, for Bill Gates, like, he
They
could throw.
just fuck the shit out of each other. They're
He-
horny as shit. And
he
they
could-
just fucking die.
Bill Gates could throw money at just about anything. Like $5 million for him is not a whole lot. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
not super worried about it.
Yeah.
So like,
I know. I
for
thought it was
something,
actually a small donation for Bill Gates.
yeah, seriously. So
$4 million? That's not a lot.
yeah, but so for like something that might have like a lot of promise or like a lot of benefit to humanity, I'm sure that's like nothing for him. He's like, yeah, it sounds like it might be pretty promising. Like, here's some money, you know?
Well, from my understanding, I don't know that killing all mosquitoes is actually good for the environment.
Who knows, dude?
Because I think spiders eat mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And as much as we all hate spiders, I think, are involved in some part of the ecosystem that is important.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of those insects play like a bigger role than we
It's
think.
all connected in
Like,
some way. That's
like,
why they're here.
That's why like the whole like bees dying off thing was like such a huge fucking deal, because like if bees
Yeah.
die off, then
When
like
bees die, we are
like humans
fucked.
die, you
Yeah,
know,
we are really fucked when the
by
bees
by
die.
some long chain of events, which
Yeah.
once again, like that shit goes over my head, but like it's crazy to think of like how something that small can like really make that big of a a change.
Yeah.
Definitely pretty wild. Yeah, $4 million though. Like I'm sure that he donate or like makes donations or investments and stuff like that all the time.
That's like McDonald's to him. He's like, yo, all right, I'll drop 4 mil.
Yeah, I don't know.
Drop 4 mil real quick.
He's part of that. Like he started that foundation too, where like billionaires donate like an absurd amount of their wealth every single year to charity, because obviously they can't spend
Yeah.
all of it. You know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
So-
say Bill Gates is a bad person. Like I
No,
feel like
no, for sure.
Jeff Bezos is definitely like the CEO that people are like, ooh,
Yeah, for
at,
sure.
But
He's now the I guess the richest man in the
I
in
mean,
the world.
I'm sure Bill Gates has also done some pretty fucked
I'm sure
shit.
there's no way to make that much money completely ethically.
You
I
have
think.
to,
you
yeah.
know?
I've talked about this on past episodes, but to be that level of success, basically to be like publicly notable in any way, I feel like you have to have like a switch in your head that you can kind of just like turn on and off of like, oh, I'm gonna like be soulless and like do something real quick
Yeah.
and just like it's kind of fucked and like savage, but
Yeah. How do you feel about
it's part of life. It's part of how I succeed is doing this.
Have you heard about all these like Tesla leaks and stuff with Elon Musk?
I've heard about some of them. Fill me in.
I guess that like after the like recent layoffs or whatever.
Yeah, he laid off 9%. Was
Yeah,
it?
9%.
Yeah.
And I guess that like one of the employees or whatever leaked some information, and I guess
Mhm.
there were some cars that Tesla released like knowingly with like manufacturing defects and stuff like that.
Unsurprising.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that that's like a big.
They've always been winging it.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure that that's like damaging to the company and stuff like that. I still like in Elon is probably like a good example of what we're talking about. Where like I'm sure that every now and again he has to switch to that. He's like, well, you know what, dude, fuck it, we have to do it. Like we have to. It might not. It's not the right thing to do, but like sometimes you got to make the wrong decisions to be
Well,
able to do
even,
the right
like,
thing in the future.
Yeah, like even beyond just being like, all right, yeah, like this hurts people in the short term and like, whatever. Like this is gonna suck in the short term and I look like an
Yeah.
asshole. But like, look at like, I've heard when people talk about like MMA type stuff.
Yeah.
When people talk about fighting, like the best fighters, they have like this like instinct where they can just be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And they can just switch that on and off. And I think that like basically based off that idea of like just being able to like stop recognizing someone as a human and just do what benefits you personally the most.
Yeah.
Like I think that's like a skill that all these people have.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I have that or like if there's a way to like channel that or something. But
I've seen
trying
on
to
some
be
of
savage.
some of like Joe Rogan's like fight podcasts and stuff, and like I know virtually nothing about MMA or anything, but I think it's very interesting to listen to, because there definitely is like a lot of there's a lot more behind the scenes than you really think there is. Like
Yeah,
these guys
absolutely.
definitely do some insane training. They have to be in the right frame of mind.
Yep.
But like he had this guy Joey Diaz on the podcast.
I fucking love Joey Diaz.
Yeah, I don't know anything about like he
That was my
seems
profile picture on Twitter for the longest time was
Yeah.
Joey Diaz
He's-
until I made it into Jackson.
he seems like a really like genuine like good dude from what I've heard him say. I'm sure that
He's such a good soul.
I'm sure that he's probably done some messed up stuff or whatever, but like
Yeah, listen.
he
to some
sounds
Joey
like
Diaz,
an
Joe
amazing
Rogan
dude, but
episodes.
like when it comes to like fighting, dude, he can flip that switch and just fuck someone up if he has to.
yeah,
And that's like the same thing that we were talking about.
yeah.
It's definitely not something that I possess, I don't think. I'm always worried about how other people are going to react to certain things or how my actions might affect others.
I literally always think of the outcome before I think of.
It's like it's like an empathy switch.
the potential income. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So maybe that's
that
what
just makes us human.
maybe that's the brain that separates the millionaires and the fighters from just normal people, or even like the betas of the world. Just
Yeah.
like having even less of that, because
Just
I'm
being
sure that
like-
we've made some fucked up decisions before and like just dealt with it.
Yeah.
But like the people who are at that level where they're like making billions of dollars and stuff on like the backs of people who like aren't making any money or like some shit like that, like
Yeah.
there has to
Jeff
be
Bezos.
yeah, you have to have some ability to like in your mind justify it for this time being.
Yeah.
I think that Jeff Bezos probably doesn't really. I think that he lacks
I think he
that
just
empathy.
literally
Like
doesn't
I think,
understand.
yeah, I don't think
the
that
people
that
at
he
that
gets
level.
it. And you know what's crazy too, dude? I saw like a poster of Jeff Bezos like sitting at like a desk office or like an office desk with like like an IKEA desk, like some cheap shit.
Yeah.
And he has like the Amazon like vinyl banner behind him from when it was still like a
When
book
they were still
company.
a bookstore, yeah.
Yeah, and
I've seen that.
it's like old as fuck, and he like came from like
And he just looks
know,
like a normal guy.
yeah, I won't say like he didn't. Like, I don't know where he came from. I don't think he came from poverty, but he didn't have Amazon as it is today.
Yeah.
And where it's at now is like an insane growth, and obviously, he's. I'm sure that, like, what I'm saying is he should understand that situation, like where his employees aren't being treated right or paid enough or this or that,
Yeah.
So he definitely has like a different outlook than others might.
Yeah, the Amazon thing is weird because it's like
Mark Zuckerberg's like another good example of like a Jeff Bezos type where like he fucked up like a lot of people's lives and stuff on the way. But now he does good things. So who knows? Maybe there's hope for Jeff Bezos. But
I
you'd
don't
think
know.
but at this point in his wealth, he would have switched. Like
As
he
much-
is so wealthy.
Yeah, I don't. Do you remember like last year with Bezos? There was he announced that he was like investing like $30 million to give like a bunch of kids scholarships, and people were like, "Oh, this is only point blah 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 % of his, monthly or of his income or his net worth. Like he's still a piece of shit. Like he's literally not donating anything."
Yeah, I don't.
And I was still
I don't-
like, yo, that's like 33 million that's going to like, it was like to like immigrants or something, like
Yeah.
undocumented immigrants.
I'm sure that like yeah, like
and
that's
I was like, why are you mad about that? Like,
Yeah.
that's still really fucking good, even though
Yeah.
it's not a lot of money.
just because he's a shitty person doesn't mean that he can't do good things every now and again,
yeah.
30
but it's
$30 million
definitely
is still a
probably
shitload
still
of money.
PR. Yeah, that's the thing. is
think
for
of-
me, it's like, that's like 300 students worth of debt, probably.
Oh, easily.
At least.
I'd say more than that probably.
Yeah.
Like what is like I mean,
Maybe
I go to
1,000?
I go to like a really cheap school, so I'm like not super in the loop, but I'm guessing that like the average degree from like a 4-year school in our area probably costs somewhere around like what, 60 grand?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
If I had to
Probably,
guess,
yeah.
I'd say probably around like 60
If you're
grand.
going to a public school, like, and if you, I
'Cause
had a semester. So my first semester, I went to a public school. I had no financial aid because I was technically an international student,
Yeah.
and I had a $2,500 scholarship. And I was also paying 50% more tuition because they were logging me as a Canadian student because fuck
Yeah.
you, and they can't get it right. No matter how many times I filled out that form, the cunts at UMaine Orono fucking logged me as a Canadian student. So I paid 50% more tuition.
Yeah.
My first semester, I had the 50% tuition waived.
Yeah.
I paid $10,000 out of pocket. And when I say out of pocket, I mean that in air quotes because I still got a loan because I don't
Yeah.
have $10,000.
But so like so you didn't get any like financial aid or anything like that because of the international
Not
student
that
status,
first
right?
semester, no.
Yeah. So like
Until I got my green card.
so 10 grand for that was one semester.
Yep.
And
you'd
there's
have
2 semesters a year for
8
4 years.
semesters
So like
total.
80 grand if
80
you're like
grand.
an international student.
Yep.
Which is
At a
yeah.
public school.
So we could do the math real quick.
Probably lowest tier Division 1 football school. Imagine that. You can get a good guess.
So
if you're a
33
random person on
million
the internet.
divided by 80 grand. Oh shit. Is 412. So, for all we know, like if he's just sending people to like public schools and shit, or like they're going to public schools, that's like 400 people who have no student debt at all. I mean, and that's provided that they get, that he gives them like a full ride,
Yeah.
But and I'm sure that they probably don't do it like that. It's probably broken down into probably thousands of grants if I had to guess. But still, it's
Yeah.
like,
I'm assuming it's not as simple as you'd think, and there's probably
Yeah.
not like a website that's like jeffbezostuition.com.
yeah, but
and he probably just donates to like some loan provider or something. I don't know.
I'm sure that it helps out like a lot more people than we might think. Even if it's a small amount, because like, I'm going to a cheap school and I'm paying a lot of money out of pocket and stuff still.
Yeah.
Like I go to online school and it's still super expensive.
Dude, I gotta switch
But it's
to
a cheap
online
school.
You're
in like you're like one semester away, right? Or two?
Yeah, like 1 or 2. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I
I
mean, at
need,
this
like,
point, like
A few more credits until I'm done. with the major.
especially with like the field that you're in, I'm sure that online is probably fairly easy to What's your technical degree? Are you a computer science major or computer
IT.
programming? IT.
Yeah, IT, information technology. Just a general information technology degree. Pretty much like the laughing stock of like the tech degrees, like ethos.
But
I
you-
don't know. Like, there's like new media kids who are like, oh, like I failed computer science, so I switched to new media.
Oh, okay.
But
Um
I don't. IT's kind of like there as well.
So, like, with the like a IT degree, you're not really specializing super much in one area. Like, are you just kind of like touching bases on each kind of?
You basically just touch bases on every single kind of job position that you might be able to have as an IT person.
Okay.
So, like for me, I work in information security,
Yep.
which completely different skill set from like an IT guy who works in database administration,
Yeah.
or a IT guy who works in systems reliability engineering, or a IT guy who works in like network engineering, stuff like that. So I don't know, it's still pretty big within.
Yep. Is there like in your future, do you think you'd ever try and specialize in one particular area, or?
I mean, right now I'm trying to specialize in like information security. So I signed up for my first certification exam.
Nice.
It's in like 3 weeks.
Nice.
I'm a little nervous. I haven't been studying at all, but
Yeah, but it's like you work in the field, so I'm sure that like
yeah, exactly. A lot of it's just gonna be like going on, doing practice tests online because I paid for them, and just being like, okay, it seems like questions about this subject I'm not good at. Let's open the textbook and take a look.
yeah.
So, because I have worked in information security for a year now, so I do have like that level of experience, whether people want to admit it or not. But I've been in the shits for a year. I'm in the field.
It's crazy. It seems like that field you definitely get involved in the like actual workforce much earlier than like I would. I haven't even really started taking any.
What do you mean, like getting
classes.
like involved in like IT?
Yeah, so like you said that you've been working like in the field for like a year now. So that means that like by your second year of school you would have been working in that field. So like basically like
Yeah.
you kind of have like an associate's almost.
Yeah, I guess in a sense. I mean, I don't know, like I guess it just kind of depends on like your discipline and like your discipline within IT.
Do you think that
And-
there's a lot of people in your like degree program who have like not even thought about working in the field yet? Like they're just
Yeah.
going to college and like just
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like I'm still doing that kind of to a certain extent, but I mean, I don't know. Since freshman year, I've been pretty confident that I like security, that I like information security, and I think it's a cool subject. But you definitely meet people, especially at the school that I go to, where you're just like, how did you make it this far?
Yeah, I'm sure
Like,
that you see
you're
that a
just like,
lot.
how the fuck did you get here, dude?
You see that, I guess I guess so like my mom works in like the medical field, and she sees that with doctors all the time. She's like, how the fuck are you a doctor?
Yeah.
You know? Which is kind of
That's
like
scary.
which is kind of nerve-wracking, honestly.
Yeah.
But like you see that in like every field, I think.
Yeah.
My dad's an engineer, like a structural engineer, and he says that he deals with that shit all the time too.
Yeah.
Like architects and stuff. He's like, how the fuck did you become an architect?
yeah.
You know?
We're just like, dude, you're
So-
fucking stupid.
Sometimes the degree doesn't always translate into like actual skill in the field,
Yeah.
which is
yeah.
another crazy thing. Like you could go through all this school and still be shit at what you're doing,
Yeah.
which is another really scary prospect considering how much money you're spending.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's one of, like, my current job, I feel like I didn't do that good on the interview, and they still hired me, and I don't know why.
Well, you know what I think it is? Like in your field, like a lot of tech people seem to be like terrible at human interaction. And you're
Yeah,
like
that's actually exactly it.
yeah,
Yep.
you're like a really personable person, you know? Like I'd say like
I'm
better.
pretty awkward.
I'd say
still.
that you're better than like the average tech worker though, you know?
Yeah, like once I warm up to a person, I'm pretty good at like talking to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely still pretty like awkward, like most IT stereotypical IT guys. But yeah, like when I'm at work, I've overheard conversations. I won't say they're saying it out loud on purpose because I don't want to snitch in the like 0.001% chance that someone from works hears this, but when I hear discussion about interviews and stuff, it's always, he was so fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I think literally just the fact that, because that was the one thing where I was like, in my head, I was like, just kind of like chill, like, yo, like, don't fucking be weird. Like, just in my head, I was just kind of imagining like just a normal person.
Yeah.
Right? And I think being just like a good people talker
Yeah,
is kind of what earned me most of my points in the interview process.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's something that they like actively look for in a lot of interviews is like your ability to like actually
Like, fake it
conversate
till
and
you
like
make it.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I don't even know if it's like faking it because like human interaction is something that you actually have to be fairly decent at. You know, you
Yeah.
can't really fake that.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's
I
one of
miss
the
a
things
lot of
that's super hard to fake.
I miss a shit ton of social cues, as you may know, but
Yeah, I mean I do too, like
Yeah.
to a certain extent.
yeah.
I think it's something that everyone probably has some social cue that they miss frequently, but I'm sure like in the tech field it's like super apparent,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
which is really interesting to think about.
Yeah. All right. Well, folks, we're at 2 hours and 2 minutes. I just checked my notes. The other note, it's just okay. So I'm not gonna. It's whatever. So we're gonna call it there.
Wrap it up.
Extra long 2 hour and 2 minute bonus episode. We're gonna wrap it up here, folks. Have a good one.
Take
I
it
hope
easy.
the audio was okay, and have a great evening. Good
Yeah,
night.
yeah.